Hi, Junior, honey.
Got my check finally. All right. I know everybody's very concerned about that.
Down in Miami, where the losers all go, there's a big fat bastard named Jolly Joe. He manages a radio station there, and when it comes to paying bills, Joe don't care. Deadbeat Joe, man, what a baby, oh, ho, 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 ho. Deadbeat Joe, what a show, oh, ho, 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 Deadbeat Joe. Joe's quick to point out that measly greed has a spending freeze. Cracker, please. I'm not the only one who's being left with no choice but to leave on your desk a steaming pile of joys. Deadbeat Joe, man, what a radio, oh, 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 oh. Deadbeat Joe, and he's oh, 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 Deadbeat Joe. I'm looking forward to seeing Deadbeat Joe on the corner of Jog and Palmetto Park Road, walking through the traffic with a cardboard sign that says,
I'm a deadbeat bum. Can you spare me a dime?
No.
Deadbeat Joe is gonna get drunk. Deadbeat, I hope they foreclose on the Deadbeat Joe.
Well, that's not a very good taste because good old Deadbeat Joe, he helped facilitate, I don't know what he did, the thing with my check. See, I don't know about you, we've been through this about 40 billion times already over these 9.5 long QAM years. On payday, guess what I expect?
I don't know, a flower.
You get paid. Yeah,
a
bunch
card.
of pansies, right. Bunch of daffodils. I want my freaking check on payday. Not the next day. I don't want a story. I don't want a song and a dance. Oh, and you should have heard yesterday morning when I called their orifice there and Freaky Carlos came. What happened to him? They give him like some butch up pills or something?
What do you mean?
He sounded like a real human being.
Must have had maybe you had the wrong number.
Oh, well, Mr. Rogers. Then he puts me on hold and comes back to tell me that, well, Joe Bell is in high-level meetings right now. High-level meeting. Well, what does that mean?
Up on the roof.
High-level meetings?
Up on the roof there.
Up on the roof. Boy, I'm sure tempted to play that again. It's no Harry Potter, but at least you like this. Love it.
Well,
anyway, so we can't convince you to give Harry Potter another try?
I told you I'm going to pretend to like it for the sake of other people.
Oh. Well, that's good. George loves Harry Potter, by the way. Go see
the
new flick.
Tasty, nutritious.
I don't know, and I really
Fun
don't
for the
care.
family.
I just don't get all whipped up about
Clears
stuff
up
like
your
that.
acne.
If there was somebody really great looking in it, then I might have a different opinion. You know me, being a real old pervert and proud of it. Speaking of perverts, Russell and Coca starts us off this morning with a really interesting facts. Thanks, Russ. And now that I see this handwriting, I realize that it was Russell and Coco who used to be... Remember he denied that he was chronic? Remember that?
Yes.
Unbelievably chronic. But not lately. I haven't heard from him in a while. In a dog's age. How does that go? In a what's age? He says, Uncle Nelo's going to love this one from Central Florida on late Wednesday afternoon. This is my representative in Tallahassee, Russ says, though I've never voted for him. Thanks God. Another big, fat, smelly, hypocritical, right-wing, pious, patriotic, neocon, Bible-thumping loser bites the dust, and here's the story. State Representative Bob Allen was arrested yesterday afternoon at a local park in Titusville after offering to perform a sex act on an undercover officer in exchange for $20, police said. Allen, Republican of Merritt Island, was booked into the Brevard County Jail in Sharps on a charge... What is Sharps? Did you ever hear Sharps, Florida?
Never.
Huh. On a charge of solicitation to commit prostitution, a second-degree misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in the county jail and a $500 fine.
Oh, we're fine.
He was released a few hours later after posting... Did I mention that Geldy's going to be doing 9 to noon across the street for a while? And maybe forever?
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Boy, how can we... I think it's time to hang up my microphone like that poll said the other day. Bye-bye. He was released a few hours later after posting $500 bail, according to a jail spokesman. The legislator who was first elected in 2000 couldn't be reached for comment late yesterday. This is from the Orlando Sentinel. Titusville police were at Veterans Memorial Park on East Broad Street on a burglary detail when they noticed an unshaven man acting suspicious going in and out of the restroom 3 times, said Lieutenant Todd Hutchinson. I wonder what Jim Noggle would think of that, and Kimba Bocamper. Wow. An undercover officer decided to go in one of the bathroom stalls, Hutchinson said. Moments later, Allen knocked on the stall door and offered to perform oral sex on the officer for $20, according to the police spokesman. Wow. I wonder who was getting the $20. The officer identified himself, took Allen into custody. Hutchinson said the officer had no idea the suspect was a state lawmaker. After he was arrested, Allen mentioned he was a state legislator, he said. Allen told a TV reporter what happened was a misunderstanding. Right.
Something got lost in translation.
Yeah, well, he was knocking on the tea room door. You need any more TP in there? You know, like that. But Hutchinson...
Is that code for something?
But Hutchinson said, need any more TP in there? Hutchinson said the representative did not dispute the undercover officer's version of what happened in the park. Allen, 48, who chairs the House Committee on Energy, is married and has one child. He's also a former Little League volunteer. Oh, wow, isn't that interesting? And has donated time to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Florida. Well, Bob Allen bites the dust. Thanks so very much, Russell and Coco, no matter how chronic you are. That was outstanding. Always good to see another right-winger go down, so to speak.
Oh, nice pun.
I beg your pardon?
I said, how's it going?
How are we doing on the pool? I mean, when I read the pool today, it's going to take at least a half an hour, so I'll read it 4 times and go home. Oh, 654. What do you think? Can we make 1,000 off of that, Chris?
You know it.
I know what. If I knew it, I would be asking the question, schmuck. So Geldy's going to be on 9 to noon across the street on Monday. Sid the Kid and Geldy back-to-back. Wow. That sounds like a real recipe for disaster. Guess who died? You already know.
Yeah, Lady Bird.
She was most famous for saying, plant a tree, a shrub, or a bush. Lady Bird Johnson, the widow of Lyndon Johnson, who was once described our husband as the brains and money of his family, and whose business skills cushioned his road to the White House, died yesterday afternoon at her home in Austin, Texas. She was 94. Believe me, that's plenty old enough. Mrs. Johnson was hospitalized for a week last month with low-grade fever. Now, what does that mean with low-grade fever? I don't understand what that means. What is that, like 99.6 instead of...
Not much of a fever.
She died of natural causes, surrounded by family and friends. Mrs. Johnson was a calm and steadying influence on her often moody and volatile husband as she quietly attended to the demands imposed by his career. Liz Carpenter, her press secretary during her years in the White House, once wrote that if President Johnson was the long arm, Lady Bird Johnson's was the gentle hand. Maybe that's what that representative wanted to be in the tea room, the gentle hand. She softened hurts, mediated quarrels, and went over many political opponents. Johnson often said his political ascent would have been inconceivable without his wife's devotion and forbearance. Others shared that belief. Plant a tree, a shrub, or a bush. That's what she said. After Johnson became the Democratic nominee for Vice President in 60, James Rest, in the Washington columnist of the New York Times, said, Lyndon could never have made it this far without the help of that woman. She was often compared to Eleanor Roosevelt, although not nearly as ugly. A first lady she greatly admired but did not resemble. Luckily for her. She was ugly enough, but I mean, Eleanor Roosevelt, she could have been the ugliest woman who was ever born. Am I right about that?
What?
And not only that, but a bull dyke. How'd she have all those kids? Well, I guess she just, she was just ready, willing, and able. And gross. I guess she was probably flattered by the fact that anybody would want to do her. Eleanor? Wow.
Yeah.
Mrs. Roosevelt was an instigator and innovator willing to air her cause without her husband's endorsement, Ms. Carpenter said. Mrs. Johnson was an implementer and translator of her husband and his purpose, a wife in capital letters. His purpose, like when they brought 58,000 dead kids home in body bags from Vietnam. Mrs. Johnson had one major cause during the Johnson presidency. Here it comes, highway beautification. And her husband pushed Congress into passing legislation to further the program. She made many trips to explain her husband's programs like Head Start, the Job Corps, and War on Poverty, but she never hesitated to admit during the early years of their marriage her husband expected coffee and newspapers in bed and his shoes shine, and she was happy to comply. How do you like that? Coffee and newspapers in bed and shine my shoes, bitch. Wow. What? What kind of a relationship is that?
I don't know. Good one?
Bonnie Angelo, a reporter who covered Mrs. Johnson for Time magazine, said she took a lot of crap from him. Well, she didn't say crap. I inserted the crap.
I see.
She took a lot from him, but she always said Lyndon is larger than life, and she took him with equanimity. She was the eye of the hurricane, the calm center of the maelstrom that was LBJ. She developed her own public projects. She was an early supporter of the environment, and in championing highway beautification, worked to banish billboards and plant flowers and trees, is what it says here. But those of us with a really good memory here are old, like yours truly. Remember when she used to run around saying, plant a tree, a shrub, and a bush. That's all she ever said. Plant a tree. Now they're going to plant her ass. Isn't that wonderful? She was 94.
Right. Maybe they'll plant a
Lady
tree
Bird
over.
Johnson is dead. Only us old farts. I bet you don't even remember her.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Why do you say it like that? Well, you don't even like Harry Potter. What the hell do you know?
Nothing.
All the young people love Harry Potter.
Sure.
Children and little girls.
Hey,
that's what you said. I didn't say that.
I said children and girls.
You're knocking my friends on there, and they're going to start getting really PO'd at you unless you keep sending in that stuff in the mail.
I guess they'll cut me off then, huh?
Oh, here's a bad story. 2 people were stabbed early today in Lauderhill in what may have been a dispute over a bicycle, said Police Lieutenant Rick Rocco. That's a good name, Rick Rocco. Isn't that good?
Sure.
Can't
good
you
radio
see
name.
the TV, bring back
It's
some
Rick Rocco
on Channel 7. The victims, whose names weren't released, were 18 and 14. Their wounds were not life-threatening. Well, thanks God for that. According to Rocco, police received an emergency call about 4:30 this morning, arrived to find the 18-year-old with a stab wound to the chest and a 14-year-old with a head injury, possibly from a knife. The victims were in the parking lot of the Villas townhome complex in the 2300 block of Northwest 55th Way. Way. 3 men were being questioned in the incident early today. No other details immediately available. Both victims taken to Broward General Medical Center, and in that case, I say good luck to them. Oh, that's bad. You shouldn't say that. Don't be knocking our fine hospitals, Neil. That's bad. No, it's good. Honest. 12 minutes after 10 at 560 WQM. It's Thursday, El 12 de Julio. We got, what is that? No, they were at the Zoe's Summer Groove. Well, what is that?
No, they weren't. They're actually in studio.
Well, why does it say that on my schedule?
Because they didn't get the abbreviated or new one out in time.
Oh, what a jerk, Clarence. And by the way, speaking of jerks, who's filling in for Deb in accounting this week? Or last week, whenever the hell it was, whoever she is, another jerk. Oh, she forgot to mail the check, and then she gives it to the courier. He can't take it on the payday on Tuesday, so he winds up taking it to the wrong place yesterday. And fat-ass Jolly Deadbeat Joe's got to get involved. Mad Dog at 2. We got the Power Hour with Hank and the Mad Dog together 4 to 5 in the same studio. Must be a big studio. Humper between 5 and 7. Miami Dolphins all access between 7 and 9, and game night with Eddie K 9 to 1. Although, what does that mean, game night? Well, what game are we talking about? Is there a baseball game tonight?
No.
Yeah, there's baseball games tonight.
There is?
Not for us, but for other teams, yeah.
Oh, is that why it's game night?
Correct.
I thought it meant to... That's another misprint. I thought it meant
Gay.
night.
God, your breasts are beautiful.
Absolutely.
Geldy, talking on a sports show. No! Trying to be macho. Your voice sounds just like a 7-year-old girl. A little sports hole shill. What else are you there for? Geldy, talking like a baby who needs a little training. Why can't you understand? You don't sound like a man. Remove the rubber bands that choke your scrotum. Geldy, your lucky management don't care. 'Cause Geldy, you don't belong there on the air. And Geldy, the sports can wait till your voice cracks. 'Cause anyone who sounds like that should find another job. And they should only take you back when both your BBs drop. Oh, Geldy, when you gonna grow up? You make us wanna throw up. You silly squeaky poo. Go to broadcasting school. Your prepubescent voice makes you sound like a putz. Ow! 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 Ow!
10:19 at 560 WQM. Notice how the 2 sports stations continue kind of like swapping people back and forth, to and fro, side by each. One over here, one over there, back and forth. You know, it's, I don't know, like musical chairs. Now, who do you think would be more successful, Joe Rose over here or Geldy over there?
Is that a trick question?
That was a rhetorical
I
question.
see.
Okay, let's go to the poll results here, because I'm the poll expert. I'm the poll man in the poll position. I've seen a few polls in my time. 564 votes on your poll yesterday. What?
564? Doesn't
That's
sound
what
like...
you had.
Oh.
Why do you say that?
Oh, no, because you said you've seen a lot of polls, and then you said 564.
Oh, more than that.
I'm sure.
700 we got on ours today.
700?
But then again, I started, the 700 Club. without Pat Robertson. Maybe he'll die soon, too. We got rid of Jerry Foulball. Maybe he'll croak, too. Pat Robertson. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Absolutely.
Anyway, here's George's poll yesterday, which I thought was marginal. Now, but you made up this one yourself, I think, didn't you?
No, that's a Charlie B.
Is it? Well, the one today is a Charlie B. about the Canadian entertainers.
Sure.
And we left off, we didn't put groups on there, so we didn't put Rush, we didn't put the Guess Who, we put individual singers. What item, George asked yesterday, would you be most embarrassed or self-conscious about buying in public view? Adult diapers, like Depends, 120, although June Allison would have put you in her will.
Will she?
No, she won't because she's dead, but she would have. If she were here today, she would put you, if you'd buy some Depends, in front of everybody. Maybe I should have had some in Amsterdam, it couldn't have hurt. Oh, boy. That was a really bad experience. I've had that experience 4 or 5 times in my lifetime, which is an average of once every 12 years. But, see, if I don't do that again for another 12 years, that means I would be 76. Then I have a good excuse, Oh, I'm an old fart, I can't control my poop.
Really?
120. Well, I don't know. You've had it happen.
No.
You have never had that happen.
Miguel I haven't had the pleasure.
Or no, I forget. Did
I look
Miguel say he
forward
had
to
it happen? Of course, then Miguel got canned anyway. He said no, and Chris said he never did either.
We've had close calls.
Close calls. Like right on the edge. I had one of those yesterday, as a matter of fact, in the Eaton Center. Oh boy.
I haven't had so much as a wet fart.
By the food. Well, we don't want to start getting graphic like that. You want to get Joyce now, for Christ's sakes, on the 12th of Julio? Adult diapers, 120. Male performance enhancers, 81. Oh, no. Home AIDS test kit, 81. A vibrator, 50. Porn, 42. Well, what would be wrong with somebody seeing you buy that? Everybody buys it and watches it.
I guess it depends on the kind of porn you're buying.
Oh, I see. In other words, if it was that would probably be not too good. Well, it might be good, depending on who's in it. Lice or crab shampoo, 40. Now, why would you go along with that? That green lotion. I once had crabs.
It's clear.
Clear?
The shampoo, it's clear.
Oh. Some friend of mine who got it from his girlfriend, and then he passed them on to me. Boy, did you ever have that?
Crabs? Yeah. But not from a boyfriend.
I didn't ask you where you got it. I just asked you, did you ever get it?
Yeah.
Oh, those are nasty.
Told the story yesterday while we were reading the poll.
They hang on like tenaciously, just like Robert Griefer hangs on here on QAM.
A couple of shampoos.
Enema 38. Oh, yeah. Especially if it has a long
tube.
Oh, no. It's in the bag, baby. Suppositories. A lot of these seem to be anal-oriented. Suppositories like Preparation H or Anusol is always dangerous. 17.
Or Tux.
And those of us who've had roids periodically over the years, we know our suppository. We know all our stuff. Our ass stuff. Condoms, 14. Well, that's childish,
I know.
Isn't that kind of outdated?
Yeah.
Back in the day, everybody was like terrified. Oh, he went to the drugstore and bought a pack of condoms. You know what he's going to be doing with those?
I think chicks are embarrassed.
Not anymore. I would hope not. Vaginal creams, 12, especially a guy.
They're not going to think it's for you.
Oh, I see. Yeast infection treatment, 11. Tampons, 9. Fart remedies.
Sure.
Oh, I wonder if Joyce ever goes into Walgreens and buys fart remedies. I'd love to have a picture of that. Like Gas X or Beano, as we were talking about, 9. Yeah. Douche, 7. Now, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If you buy it and take it to the counter and they put it in one of those little bags, what would that bag be?
A container.
Don't say it. Oh, a container, right. A douche container. Jumbo pack toilet paper, 5. Yeah, like 100 rolls is not, that doesn't look good. It's just... Why do they do that? I guess for trailer trash. They like to buy the 60 a roll size. The kind you need to have a wheelbarrow to take out of the store. Bra, 4. Now, I guess a guy... what's so embarrassing about buying a bra?
I don't know.
Yeah, we couldn't figure it out either.
Wart remover, 3. What's wrong with that? Personal lubricants like KY Jelly, 3.
Rectum.
Oh, boy, it's getting really busy back there, ain't it? Dye products, 3. Antifungal creams or sprays, 2. Underwear, 2. Well, what's embarrassing about buying underwear in public?
I don't know.
Jesus. Dandruff, and there are guys who, there are people who don't wear no underwears, and I'm going to tell you, that to me is some of the most, I just don't cotton to that, Dandruff shampoo, 2. Breast enhancers, 2. Bad breath remedies, 2. PMS/menopause meds, 1. Pest removal products, 1. I guess if people see you buy that, they know you got roaches in the house.
Look, we're in Florida. Who doesn't have bugs or have to deal with them?
Hair removal products, 1. Hair loss products, 1. Hair removal, like Neat, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Brady Quinn buys those in public. Hair loss products, 1. Birth control pills, creams, and foams, 1. And home pregnancy kit, none.
Oh!
The big 0.
Oh!
Out of a paltry 564 votes. So, Charlie B., that poll didn't go over extraordinarily well yesterday, and George had to suffer the fallout from it.
No, I didn't.
Well, that's because George doesn't care about it.
That's right.
See, some people care enough to send their very best, whether it's the poll, whether it's or whatever it is, you know. And George doesn't. He just wants to sit and rag on Harry Potter, which take all the time you want. I'm sure you already did. Did you do that yesterday?
No, I didn't mention it at all.
Well, the movie, a lot of people went to see it yesterday. And
I got an earful.
Of what?
Of Harry Potter.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, what does that mean?
My daughter, I told you, went to see it and told me all about it, including all the stuff that I wouldn't understand because I didn't read the books.
Now, did she like it?
Yeah. She likes the books and the movies.
Really? And
Yes.
she's like 18 or 19?
She's 18
like it?
and a girl.
I see. Oh, I see. So you're saying it's for like little kids and girls of any age.
Correct.
Is what you're saying.
Oh, Daniel Radcliffe, he's so dreamy.
Oh, I see. That's what that's all about. He's,
Sure.
For a Brit, he's not. I will say this: he's starting to look like human. I wouldn't say he's hot or even lukewarm looking, but he's. How old is he supposed to be now?
I don't know.
Well, I got to be careful because if he's like 17 or 18, and I said he was hot, that would make me out to be like a pervert.
I think he's legal.
He's what? He's of legal age?
We're looking it up. Chris is looking it up.
Like we really care. We have to find out how the punk, the kid that played, what's his name? Daniel
Radcliffe.
Radcliffe. Oh my goodness. I wonder if he knows the Queen. You think he's had a personal sit down with the Queen?
July 23rd, 1989.
89. So that makes him 18 on. Oh, that's right. In 11 days he'll be 18. Oh, geez, like I said, he's really gross. Other than say bye. Good luck to you, Miguel. You deserve it. You're a good guy, and of course that's why you got screwed over. 727 votes on today's poll. By the way, here's a message from your former friend and Harry Potter fan who says, the pedophile in me says Hermione is pretty hot. I think her name is Emma Watson. Well, I IMDb Googled Emma Watson. Her birthday was April 15th, 1990, which means she just turned 17.
Okay.
So... But I saw her picture, and she looks pretty interesting to me, assuming I was interested in that, which I'm not. But
I'll
she
look at
looks,
her picture next year.
I beg your pardon?
I'll look at her next year.
No, you won't. You'll look at her right now.
Nah.
I see. Okay.
Tainted.
There was a real hot young blonde chick at Woodbine the other night. By the way, 6 winning sessions in a row at Woodbine for the old Queen.
Oh!
All right, it's a miracle. How the hell am I doing that? 6 winning days in a row. And you know what I'm learning? See, I'm not always going to win like a whole bundle full of cash. So like last night I won $900, and you know what? That was enough for me. It's almost $1,000, and I flew out the door. Rather than give it back and sit there and lose another $1,000. Am I right?
Good plan. Way to manage our money.
Oh. Are you still knocking Harry Potter or what? You got that hot young chick in there, and he's what difference does it make what they look like? Are we watching movies just because of the way people look? Yes,
sometimes, yeah, sure.
That 10th and Wolf man, what's that guy's name? James Marsden? Jesus, God, does he look good in there? And when I found out he was 34 in there, it made me feel like an adult,
For once.
What? I got a message here that I most definitely cannot read on the air. Oh, boy. I mean, talk about really, well, at least honest anyway. See, if George was honest, he would say the same thing about her.
I am honest. Let me tell you something.
Do you know what she looks like?
Look, I
Hermione?
am not interested in chicks in my daughter's age bracket.
She's kind of cute.
Have the words
I haven't
age
seen your daughter in
appropriate.
so long, I wouldn't recognize her, would I?
Do you? No, you wouldn't. She's tall.
Really,
age
she got
appropriate.
tall?
She's
Must
much
have got
taller
it from
than
her
me.
father, huh?
Right. Age appropriate. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
I'm interested in people who are age appropriate.
In other words, legal.
Not only legal, but within at least
Hermione will
2
be 18
decades
next
of my
April
age.
the 4th. You might want to write that down in your calendar. Next April the 15th, she'll be. It's tax day, and it's also a tack day. That last message I just got, I should have saved that. You know how you can save them on your Crackberry? Sure. I should have saved that. That would have been real good for blackmail. Who's your favorite Canadian entertainer of all time is the poll question. We have 731 votes. That was just, I wish I could bring that back. Once you delete, you can't bring it back, but I sure wish I could. Look at that
It's
again.
in your trash. It's still there.
It's in my trash?
Yeah, you can save it from
in
there.
My BlackBerry? You
Sure.
don't have trash in your BlackBerry.
Oh, trust me, you got to. Everybody
No,
does.
you don't. There's no such thing.
Go
you
find
have a BlackBerry? No.
No. But
what do you know from trash?
If you have an email client, there's a trash bin in there somewhere.
It's not an email.
If it's a text
instant message. Instant messages don't go in the trash. Will you just mind your own business? Go
All right.
watch Harry Potter and
No.
Who's your favorite Canadian entertainer of all time? See, you don't want to watch her because you're afraid you might like her. She's underage. Neil Young is winning our poll, 81. That's, to me, very sad. I mean, I'm not going to say I didn't like Neil Young 100 years ago when he was with, all those other guys. Crosby and Swills and Nash and Rambler. But what's the big simus with Neil Young? Can you tell me?
He has some good songs, and he has
he
some
had
bad
some good songs. He had some bad songs,
Right.
and he had, and David Crosby had a bad liver. Neil Young, 81. William Shatner, 69. Those two leave me limp. How can those two be your favorite Canadian entertainers? You don't know your Canadians, eh? I mean, that's bad. John Candy, 68. Jim Carrey, 48. Whatever happened to him? He's still making bad movies, huh, I guess?
I haven't seen one in a while, but as far as I know, yeah.
Good. In fact, let me ask you this. Would you watch Harry Potter or a Jim Carrey movie first?
None of the above.
Oh. Michael J. Fox, 45. Dan Aykroyd, 41. What is that?
Neil Young.
Oh, yeah. It's so low. Yeah.
I didn't want to drown you out.
Down. It's one of those things played way too much, as you would say. Heart of Stone. This is about the Beasley Management. This is about Joyce. How'd you like that? Did I nail that bitch or what? Dan Aykroyd, 41. Phil Hartman, 39. I can't stop thinking about that message. I'll tell you. Well, no, I won't tell you.
Whatever.
Mike Myers, 34. Leslie Nielsen, 29. Tommy Chong, 27. Tommy Chong? As in of Cheech and Chong?
The one and only.
Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong?
Chong.
Until this day, I never even knew his first name. Well, he had a first name.
Mm-hmm.
I guess everybody does sooner or later, except Prince. Prince's first name is Nelson.
No, his first name is Prince.
Prince Nelson?
Prince Rogers Nelson.
Oh. Pamela Anderson, 22. Shania Twain, 17. Now, she ought to be I voted for her. She ought to be much higher than that.
Yeah.
Donald Sutherland, 15. He leaves me limp. Yvonne DeCarlo, 12. Which you didn't know she was Canadian. She was born in British Columbia, eh? Raymond Burr, 10. Which I knew he was... Gay. Gay, but I didn't know he was Canadian. Well, aren't all Canadians, more or less? It's that British thing. Celine Dion, 10. I'd like to find those people and blow their brains out, if we could find them. Gordon Lightfoot, 9. Kim Cattrall, 8. Eugene Levy, 8. Oh, come on, you silly people. I guess he was on SCTV, right?
Right. And lots of movies, the American Pie.
No, I know the movie. Don't you think I know who that is? What is wrong with you?
Well, you're old and out of touch, so I thought I'd, keep you up to date.
And do you think I've seen any of those movies? No.
You might want to.
I don't want to.
You might.
Why?
What's his name? Christopher or Chris, whatever his name is that you think is so hot, was in them. At least the first one.
The one from Star Wars? Hayden Christensen?
No, not him.
Chris who? I know who you're talking about. Well, I better see that movie.
Chris Klein.
Chris Klein. Wow.
Was at least in the first one all shirtless.
So what does that got to do with Eugene Levy? Geddy Lee, 7. We didn't put groups on here, so we didn't put Rush. We didn't put, guess who? Martin Short, 7. That's sad. Kiefer Sutherland, 7. Avril Lavigne's only got 7. That's bad. Now, who is it that doesn't like her? Was that Chris?
No, I have no problem with her. I like her.
No, it was
my
Josh Cordes. I can cancel that check. I can stop payment. Alex Trebek, 7. The answer is... That show blows. I know, because I don't know the answers. I get all the same crap from you. What do you know? You don't even like Harry Pothead, for Christ's sake.
Those easy shows like Wheel of Fortune.
See, Harry Potter is for kids and intellectuals. This leaves you out.
Yes.
Because it's dark and odd.
Right, yeah.
Rich Little, 6. There's so many names on this poll, it's going to take till midnight to read them all. Thank you, Charlie B. This is my kind of poll, baby. One takes an hour to read. Jay Silverheels, who played Tonto in The Lone Ranger, 6. Howie Mandel, 6. Tom Green, 5, with 1 nut. Joni Mitchell, 5. Alicia Cuthbert, 5. Who the hell is that? Sarah McLaughlin's got 4. Paul Anka, 4. Paul Anka's got a bad canker on his lip. Probably a VD. Remember we used to just call it VD, not the sexually transmitted disease crap?
Right.
Well, look at how many more names there are on here. My God, this is going to take till midnight. Katie Lang, 4. James Doohan, 4. He just died, didn't he?
Okay.
How you doing?
Not good.
Evangeline Lilly, 4. Brendan Fraser, 4. I don't like him. He gets on my nerves. He was in Crash, though. He had a very minor role. He played, what's-her-name's husband. What's her name?
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. She's great. Art Linkletter 4. Al Anus Morissette 4. Sandra O. Sandra O. 3. Paul Schaefer 3. Natasha Henstridge 3. I don't know who that is. Keanu Reeves 3. Keanu Reeves was born in Toronto, and we're ashamed of it. Brian Adams 3. Anne Murray 3. She's a man. Man Murray. Rick Moranis 2. Rachel McAdams 2. Nelly Furtado 2. Lauren Green a pair. Jason Priestley 2. Diana Krall 2. Ever see Diana Krall? Burton Cummings 1. Ryan Gosling 1. Neve Campbell 1. Did I say Neve? Michael Bublé 1. Oh, guess who likes Michael Bublé? Hey, listen, some people just, they've got issues. Matthew Perry 1. Margot Kidder 1. Joe Flaherty 1. Jill Hennessy 1. I wonder if she's kin to Wally Hennessy. Hayden Christensen 1, who's uglier than my ass. But Makeup Man makes him look, oh, boy. Remember I told you that?
Yeah, I'm Hayden Christensen.
Guy Lumbago 1. I know Guy Lombardo was Canadian. Fay Ray 1. Fay Ray, she was in King Kong.
That's right.
Eric McCormick 1. Christopher Plummer 1. Alan Thicke 1. He makes me ill. And no votes for Victor Garber. Who's that? Percy Faith, Monty Hall, Meg Tilly, Dave Thomas, or Corey Haim. How could Monty Hall have no votes and Corey Haim have no votes?
Are you kidding me?
What?
Corey Haim is going to get some votes?
He's Hamish. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm kidding.
I forget that movie when he was banging the guy's wife. I forget which movie that was. He was like naked all the way through that movie?
He's a walking
joke. I beg your pardon?
He's a walking joke.
Corey Haim?
Yes.
He don't have as good Haim as Peter North, for example. So listen, speaking of that, I noticed that we had a corrected schedule there, the second page of our schedule for this week. Even though it's only Thursday, we got all the way through Sunday, you know, for those who are keeping track of, like, what days there are in the week, stuff like that. And I noticed that there's a glaring missing name on Saturday. We have a new deal on it. That was the change. In fact, there's a couple of changes on here, like underwear. Curtis and Mike Berardino. Oh, jeez. 5 o'clock on Friday. 5 to 6:30. I guess the Humpers, I don't understand that. It says the Power Hour with Mad Dog and Hank, and then Curtis and Mike Berardino, 5 to 6:30. Where the hell's Hank going at 5 o'clock? What does that mean?
You know what it is. It's just cut and paste.
So in other words, it's another error? Is that what you're saying?
Of course.
Even the Marlins don't make that many errors, and they make a lot. But anyway, Saturday, remember I looked the other day to see if we had Goldie on again. He was on the original schedule, 2 to 5 this Saturday. Well, guess what? He's been penciled out. He's done with us, I guess, because Curtis and the Beast are going to be on Saturday from 2 to 5.
Your favorite friend Hank will be in New York tomorrow. That's why he's not on.
Well, so why does it say he's going to be on the Power Hour?
Well, because they just forgot to change that part.
Because Clarence is an idiot and can't even make out a schedule, something as simple as that. He can't even make out a freaking schedule because he's a simpleton and a moron. He spends too much time in the sack with the Beast. I wonder if the Beast's wife knows that, Clarence and the Beast are still doing it.
I don't think she cares.
Oh, boy. Yeah, well, I guess that's an excellent point. Who would? Okay, now let's read all those names on the poll again. 786 on there. And you had what yesterday? 500 and something. Of course, you don't start yours ahead of time.
I started at 9.
That's bad. Hustler publisher Larry Flint said yesterday that investigators working for his magazine are involved in more than 20 investigations relating to his recent call for information on Washington sex scandals. The investigations include high-ranking Republican and Democratic members of the Senate and House, Flint said at a press conference in L.A., which Ross Story participated in via conference call. It's pretty raw. We've got some really good information here, he said. Of course, that's what he said about Bush and that abortion thing, too, before the... Which election was that, 2000 or the last one? 2000.
Sure, whatever.
Senator David Vitter, well, we know about that, revealed Monday night that he'd been a client of alleged D.C. Madam Deborah Jean Palfrey after reporters working for Rustler called him about the allegations. If somebody's living a lie, they become fair game, Flynn said, referring to Vitter's family values stances in opposition to same-sex marriage. Phony baloney, Republican hypocrite. Excuse the redundancy there. Flint said his investigations were not meant to be witch hunts against frisky members of Congress. I don't care what their sex life involves, he said. Rather, the goal is exposing hypocrisy. Oh, no. Like that jackass up there in Titusville. Unfortunately, we have too many of these guys in Congress. I'm going to do my part to get them out, Flint told reporters, adding that he doesn't mind spending his own money to do so, and add that writing the Washington Post last month offered $1 million from Flint for information about people who had an illicit affair with elected officials. He said yesterday he paid $150,000 to run the full-page ad. The exposure of Vitter came from Flint's cooperation with Palfrey in securing a complete list of her phone records, not in response to the Post ad, he said. Referring to his past court battles over indecency charges, the Hardcore magazine publisher said the government did everything it could for 15 years to put him behind bars. This is payback time, he said, and payback's a bitch. He said payback is like Joyce, it's a bitch. And, of course, speaking of that, just a little tiny, I don't know. Probably can't find it anymore. There it is.
Ain't no fart sound anymore.
Yeah, see, just a little, oh, I see. Wow, excuse me. Sorry about that. Let's see, WB, who used to be a chronic faxer, and we haven't heard from him in a very long time, says, without Dudley Do-Right or Maggie Trudeau on the list, I'll have to stage a boycott. Well, too bad. Maggie Trudeau was Canadian?
You asking me?
Who's like Maggie Trudeau?
Wasn't she like a prime minister or something?
Well, Margaret Trudeau was the prime minister of England, but I mean, what does she have to do with Canada?
I don't know.
The only Brit that they care about here is the Queen. She's on the she's all this other crap. And Dudley Do-Right, well, WB, no wonder we don't hear from you. One of those rare days they let him on the outside, I guess. Very sad. Anyway, speaking of Vitter, he's got a long history with prostitutes, says Capitol Hill. There you go, Dudley Do-Right. Like that talk. That was good. Disgraced Louisiana Republican conservative Senator David Vitter not only liked high-priced call girls in D.C., but frequented a pricey brothel in his hometown of New Orleans and had a Tuesdays and Thursdays fling with another prostitute in the 1990s. So you guys out there, if you've got like some underage girlfriend, unless the guy from NBC is going to come with a camera to your home, have a good time on Tuesdays and Thursdays. What? What's his name?
I love that show. Oh, I forget.
I have mixed feelings about that show.
Yeah, To Catch a Predator. I don't know the guy's name.
I'm not really big on contrived crimes. You know what I'm saying? In other words, those guys that they're entrapping, and it certainly is entrapment. Those guys might have actually wound up, getting a hold of some real underage person online and done something.
I'm all for that.
But the fact of the matter is that they are they're seducing and enticing and creating crimes, and these guys being human. I'm not making excuses for them, but
Human? They're not human.
They're subhuman. Yeah, especially the ones with the 11 and 12-year-old girls. That's what you're trying to say.
Sure.
Okay. So screw them.
Right. Hard.
Well, you first.
No.
Republican officials in Louisiana helped cover up bitter dalliances with prostitutes, saying it's very sleazy and it's illegal, but, okay, it doesn't apply to senators. They're an elite group. They can do whoever they want, according to this. Jeanette Mayer, who ran an expensive whorehouse on Canal Street in Crescent City, said Senator David Vitter was a regular client of her establishment when he served in Congress before his Senate run in 2002. He was a regular. Mayer called Vitter a decent guy who, she said, just seemed to need some company during visits to her $300 an hour brothel. As far as the girls coming out after seeing David, they all had nice things to say. It wasn't all about sex. In fact, he just wanted to have somebody to listen to him, And his wife, I said his wife must not be listening, Mayer told the AP. Wow. Federal prosecutors unveiled the existence of the $300 an hour brothel in April 2002. It was linked to similar operations in other U.S. cities. It wasn't all about dirty, raunchy, crazy sex, Mayer told AP. It was just a bunch of guys coming over, hanging out with the girls, and having a few cocktails, men being men. Having a few cocktails. Mayer was among 17 defendants who pleaded guilty under the investigation. With all the guilty pleas, there was never a trial, and that kept under wraps a list of customers that reportedly included prominent lawyers, doctors, professors, professional business people. People who are horny, baby. No matter what their profession is, they could be horny. If they're a guy, they're horny, okay? Trust me when I tell you. Or maybe just don't trust me, okay?
Okay.
You could trust me with Harry Potter, because I ain't going to watch it.
Okay. I will. Eventually.
When it's free on cable.
That's right. Well, I'm paying for it, so it's still free.
I won't watch it then.
I will.
Sorry.
I will. And I'll pretend
not to hate it. It's just not something for me, you know what I'm saying? It's not something I have any interest in.
I understand. Likewise.
794 votes, because I heard a rumor that it's for, like, kids and little girls. Or girls of any age.
Right.
It's a ladies. It's a chick flick. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Well, chicks are into, like, fantastical stuff like that.
Fantastical? Well, that's not a bad thing, necessarily.
You ever see a fantastical?
Yeah. At the fan.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
Now, see here. I ain't never said no. I'm getting very annoyed about me saying doy. I ain't never said it. Doy. You say that I doy, then they ought to pay me by the doy. What more can you say than it's 11:03 at 560 WQM. Happy Thursday to you. We got 809 votes on the poll. I'm not going to read. I'll just read the top few every now and then.
Okay.
Unless you want me to read them all, which will kill the rest of the show. If I start now, we'll be done by midnight. So somebody faxed this in from the George Richards blog in the Miami Herald. Who's George Richards? Anybody know? You know, Chris?
I believe he's one of the Miami Herald sports reporters. Usually does hockey.
I see.
And that was given to us from the Beast.
Oh, the Beast brought this in. Well, it says, here's what I've heard of late. Steve Goldstein, a.k.a. Goldie, has all but accepted the team's FSN, that's Fox, offer for the television gig. He just needs to agree to the contractual terms. It's expected he's going to do so, which means that he could have actually stayed on QAM and done the Panthers on TV, because he's not going to be doing it on radio. George.
Okay, what?
As far as radio goes, it says Craig Minervini is expected to get a close look, as is WQM hockey baseball pregame host Jesse Agler. Jesse has called a few baseball games this year. Sounds pretty good, but so did Craig when he filled in for Geldy last year, it says Craig Minervini. Boy, Craig Minervini is to sports what Greg Budell was to the rest of radio.
Oh, I'm glad you explained that to me.
Yeah. I don't know what the big difference is with him. He is bland and boring. If the Panthers were making this call, sorry, Craig, but that's just the way it is. Okay, I call him as I see him. You suck. If the Panthers were making this call, don't stay in the market. In other words, for the talent. Of course, they probably won't stay in the market as far as the team because there's no interest and nobody cares. And it's a franchise that doesn't belong there. You know, we had fun with the Rats 100 years ago. That was great, but that was it. If the Panthers were making this call, don't stay in the market. Expect them to look to a young voice who's currently calling games in the American Hockey League. Also a wild card, and this is Brian Goldman. He's Jewish, the Panthers coordinator of communications. Goldman, the University of Pittsburgh grad, is an aspiring broadcaster who called Pitt football and basketball. Is doing a lot of TV work on FloridaPanthers.com. Speaking of .com, QAM.com, are we going to start that right at noon, I guess?
I guess.
I noticed
They'll let us know.
No, they're not going to let us know. What do you mean they'll let us know? The reason we had a baseball game that one day that we started early, don't you remember? And we got it by... In an hour, we sold out the whole 100.
Yes.
Now, today we've only got 50. Am I right about that for hobos? $5,100? Right.
And they go on sale in 54 minutes and 33, 32, 31 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I was just starting to say before you interrupted my fat ass. There's a countdown on there on the website on QM.com, and it shows you when they're going to go on sale. So you people out there that want to get those 50% savings there on the hobos deals, as it starts getting closer to noon, I'd hop on that. And then as soon as it goes to it starts in... I'd jam on it, is what I would do. Would you jam on it? I put some jam on it, especially with low carb. Is there such a thing? Song. 811 votes on the poll. We got 1,000 in the bag, baby. It's in El Seco. Chris, don't even worry about it.
Okay, I won't.
You have my permission to just forget about it.
Well, thank you very much.
Female genital mutilation.
Excuse me? No, thank you.
Commonly associated with parts of Africa and the Middle East, is becoming a growing problem in Britain, despite authorities' efforts to stamp it out. Can I just ask you one technical thing?
Sure.
What is that you're playing?
Jam on it.
Oh. Well, what do I know from that?
Nothing, I guess.
Sounds like a bunch of rat crap to me.
No.
What is it?
Freestyle, baby.
Oh. Like I said. Why is it that... Because I followed your advice very assiduously here, whatever that means. And when I'm printing stuff out from websites that give me difficulty and printing out pages like CNN, which their website should only croak, and so should CNN, the top line in every story. Are you familiar with what I'm going to say?
No.
Oh, it doesn't print out clearly. In other words, it's got like a white line through it. So it makes it difficult to read. Although I did a fine job of reading this one, but it's just... I
don't know. It might be your printer. It might be something you're doing wrong. We can work on it,
Get out of here. See, it's always something I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. The Metropolitan Police, Britain's largest police force, hopes a campaign beginning this week will highlight that the practice is a crime in England, female circumcision. To make their point, police are offering a £20,000, that's $40,000 reward for information, leading to Britain's first prosecution for female genital mutilation, Detective Chief Superintendent Alistair Jeffrey said. I wonder whatever happened to Alistair Schnook. He died, didn't he?
I think he did.
Oh, what a shame. In Britain, the problem mostly involves first-generation immigrants from Africa and the Middle East. Police say they don't have... It's just amazing the way women are treated in this world, how they're used and abused and just sad. Is what it is. And it's all you heterosexual guys who are doing it. Don't blame us faggots for it. We're not responsible for that. Police say they don't have comprehensive statistics about the number of victims, but midwife Comfort Momo...
Me? I would like some.
His name is Comfort Momo, who specializes in treating them in London hospitals and clinics and works with police, told news conferences... it's a she. Said she treats 400 to 500 victims every year. Well, you'd want a she to be working. Otherwise, it might be have sexual undertones and overtones. It would be like having a male gynecologist. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I know. Arranging or carrying out the procedure in Britain or abroad is a criminal offense punishable by up to 14 years in prison, but no one's been prosecuted since it was banned under British law in 2003. Police estimate up to 66,000 girls in Britain face the risk of genital mutilation. And if you've seen those British chicks, you're probably thinking, well, what difference does it make? Isn't that what you're thinking?
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
What is it with the Brits? Pasty, the Irish, too. I shouldn't say that because we got a lot of Irish people out there. Yeah. I don't want to, insult you or anything like that, but Irish people generally are very pasty complexion and have that pasty look like.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an example of somebody like that.
What, like Irish? Like Ron Howard?
They're very good. That was
Gingers?
That was who else?
Still, they're my favorite.
Who?
The Irish.
Favorite what?
Favorite sluts.
Oh.
Favorite people.
Favorite drunks?
Sure, exactly.
The timing of this campaign is for one good reason, so we can get in before the summer holidays, Jeffrey said, a time when young girls are taken abroad and subjected to genital mutilation. Mutilated infants, girls, and women face irreversible lifelong health risks, both physically and mentally, according to UNICEF and other charity groups. Authorities believe the number of genital mutilation cases peaks in the summer because the extended holiday gives girls more time to recover, thereby making it easier for those responsible to cover up their actions. Female genital mutilation usually only involves the removal of the clitoris and other parts of the female genitalia. Those who practice it say it tames a girl's sexual desire and maintains her honor. It tames her desire and maintains her honor. She kept her honor. Like in The Godfather. She kept her honor. Speaking of The Godfather, what the hell ever happened to my good friend Brandon? He, vanished from the face of the earth? Is he,
I don't know.
What happened with him?
I was just talking to him.
Are you alive? What?
No.
Talking to Brandon?
No.
You don't communicate with these people.
No.
Well, why not? What, are you, anti-Semitic or something?
Because they're
not my type.
He's one of your people, man. His last name, I don't want to give his last name. But he's Julio.
In that way, yeah.
He's not my type.
Well, I mean, he's one of your people like that.
Anyway,
female genital. Can I continue with this story and leave poor Brandon alone already with his Godfather trivia? It is practiced by Muslims and Christians alike, female genital mutilation, deeply rooted in the Nile Valley region and parts of the sub-Saharan Africa, and also done in Yemen and Oman. It's also done in... See, I can't...
Yaman.
And Oman. See, you used to be able to do that real fast, but now we got that you like it stuff in there, see? Because everything in the DCS is alphabetical for those who are like... Yeah, right. Though through migration, the practice has spread to Western countries like Britain. Well, the Brits, most of them ought to be castrated anyhow. Forced sterilization, man. I'm telling you, it's the only hope for the future of the world. Forced sterilization. I'm going to do this selecting. Who can, who can keep their goods and who loses them. Between 100 million and 140 million women are believed to have been subjected to the practice in Africa. An additional 3 million girls face the threat of female genital mutilation every year, according to UNICEF. Detective Inspector Carol Hamilton has been investigating the practice since 2004. Said some immigrants in Britain may bring practitioners from their home country to mutilate several children because it's cheaper. Oh, it's like a package deal. Like Ranieri used to say, we got package deals. And then they come in and work on their package. Now, that would... People don't use that term for females, package. You never notice that?
I don't use that term.
Would I be incorrect in saying that nobody uses that?
I've never heard anyone refer to that.
No, nobody refers to a woman's privates as their package.
No.
Because I'm assuming a package has to have something like...
To put in it, yeah.
Like I said, this is an interesting story, but, you screwed it up. Here's something that's mighty depressing. McDonald's is trying out coffee shops in Japan that will challenge Starbucks by brewing up bargain lattes, the fast food chain said today. How do you like that? I got my latte at McDonald's, at Mickey D's. The Japan unit of U.S.-based McDonald's will launch 15 pilot McCafe stores in Tokyo August 29. Am I saying that right? McCafe? Yeah, that's right. How else would you say it? I don't know. The store is the burger chain's first foray into the coffee shop business. Will offer low-priced beverages to lure families, the release said. Yeah, you get your little kids a cafe latte. McDonald's said it'll consider offering McCafes across Japan in the next fiscal year. The cafe business in Japan has been shrinking and stood at 1.052 trillion yen. That's $8.61 billion in last year, down 5% from the previous year. But sales at specialty coffee shops like Starbucks have soared. The Seattle-based coffee chain, which first opened a store in Japan in '97, has got almost 700 stores across the country, and saw sales jump 16% last year to $646 million. Starbucks. Once there's a Starbucks and a Walgreens on every street corner, then the world will be saved.
Skinny, what greaseball goombas come out of the woodwork?
Got a little surprise for you, son.
No, Dad! Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Just when you think you know what's right and what's wrong, think again. On July 4th, Creamworks Pictures presents the summer blockbuster.
What you're about to see is totally classified.
Dear God, what is it?
It's Transgenders.
Don't use that tone to me. That sarcastic, contemptuous tone that means you know everything because you're a man and I know nothing because I'm a woman.
Some come here to destroy us. Most come here to give us fashion advice.
I take great pleasure in reaching out and touching as many straight men as I possibly can.
Transgenders, co-starring Carson Kressley.
I thought, how can I reach out and touch as many guys as possible without going to jail?
And Nathan Lane.
I was adorable once. Now, look at me. I'm a short, fat, insecure, middle-aged thing.
Transgenders. This film has been rated S for scrumptious.
It's 11:18 at 560. Now, Transamerica, by the way, which has nothing to do with either one of those two things. Oh, yeah, it does have to do with that. That's a good movie. Didn't we talk about that before? It was on again a few days ago.
You mentioned it. I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen Transamerica?
It's not about transsexuals, is it?
Yes, it is.
Transvestites?
No, transsexual, not transvestite.
Okay.
And she's got a rather large, well, we were just talking
Adam's
about
apple?
packages. Yeah, large Adam's apple and a large package. At any rate, 835 votes on the poll. Your favorite Canadian performer. I'm only going to read the first 600. Neil Young, 92. That just frosts my fat old ass. What's the big Simmons with Neil Young? Well, yeah, that's who they like. You know, they like what they like. They not like vanilla ice cream, too. And I would say that his music is very much like vanilla ice cream. You know, some of it's okay, like you played Heart of Gold, and that was...
yeah, Rockin' in the Free World is good. And
yeah.
Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young stuff is pretty good.
Yeah.
He was rocking around with the Lollapalooza people for a while, so the young kids rediscovered him.
William Shatner, 75. John Candy, 74. Jim Carrey, 53. Michael J. Fox, 48. Dan Aykroyd, 47. Phil Hartman, 42. Mike Myers, only 42 for Mike Myers? What's that all about?
I don't know. Out of sight, out of mind.
Leslie Nielsen, 34. Now, he should have a lot more than that. I'm not going to read any more of them. I'll give you the ones that have a 0. Leslie Nielsen he should be up in the top 4 or 5, shouldn't he? He's great. He's hysterical. He's a panic. Percy Faith, none. Dave Thomas, none. And Corey Haim don't have any. And I don't care what you say, man. Corey Haim had his moments.
If you say so. For you, maybe.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Right. You're talking about all these hot, underage young chicks in that stupid Harry Potter movie.
Yes, I am.
Or somebody was anyway.
Yeah, somebody was.
Somebody was sticking their nose in there or something. I think nose rhymes with nose. So anyway, that's what we got on the poll. We got our 1,000 votes easily made today. We got 8:37 and it's only 11:20. It's only 11:20 for crying out loud. My God. Can't you move that hands on the clock ahead a little faster? Jesus, God Almighty. They don't realize 4 hours is a long time, do they?
Sure is.
Especially when you're taking calls like you've been doing. See, those people like bitching, yelling, moan, oh, Neil won't take any calls. That's right, but you do.
Sure.
All summer long.
That's right.
And I bet you they're great.
Oh, spectacular.
What have I been missing? By the way, Al Rogers, don't try to send me any more emails on MySpace or Your Face or Our Place because I blocked your ass. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to know from you. You make me want to vomit. You know what really kills me about those people, and you know this.
Mm-hmm.
They pretend they don't get the message.
Oh, I know.
People like with the guy with the eyes, the guy with the fanny pack, and Greg from Fort St. Lucie, and all those guys, that whole crowd of misfits.
That's how you know they're crazy people. Normal people get messages.
They pretend they don't get the message.
Oh, they're in denial.
They come on here and say, I can't stand you. You make me nauseous. You're a crazy person. Go away. Don't darken my life. And it's like, oh, isn't he funny? Oh.
You like it?
Like that. I mean, even, what's his name there? What's his name? I forgot about the chronic emailer. What's it? Johnny G. Oh, I shouldn't have said that, because he took a nice rest here for a while.
You're going to make him cry again. Now stop.
Yeah, that's right. But we got to stop making him cry. Like a baby. After the Senate Judiciary Committee heard from former top Karl Rove aide Sarah Taylor, who didn't have much to say, by the way, she can't say this and she can't say that, the House Judiciary Committee announced that the White House had asked former Counselor Harriet Miers to not even show up for a similar hearing today on the firing of those 8 U.S. attorneys. Don't show up, Harriet. The refusal to appear could open Miers to criminal contempt charges when the panel convenes, according to a letter sent to her attorney. We are aware of absolutely no court decision that supports the notion that a former White House official has the option of refusing to even appear in response to a congressional subpoena, said the letter from Committee Chairman John Conyers of Michigan and Linda Sanchez of California. I wonder if she's kin to Rick Sanchez. For her sake, I sure as hell hope not. Taylor appeared yesterday before the Senate panel and answered some of its questions while refusing to answer others on executive privilege grounds. Miers' refusal to even appear today, the letter says, could subject Ms. Miers to contempt proceedings. Throw that bitch in jail.
Yeah.
I'm extremely disappointed in the White House's direction to Ms. Myers that she not even show up to assert the privilege before the committee, said John Conyers. We understand the White House has asserted privilege over both her testimony and documents, and we're prepared to consider those claims at the hearing. Myers' attorney, George Manning, informed us the panelist's client would not appear in a letter sent late Tuesday night. Sanchez still called on Myers to testify. I'm hopeful that Ms. Myers will reconsider the White House's questionable assertion of executive privilege and give her testimony on the firing of U.S. Attorney, she said. And, of course, keep one thing in mind when it comes to this White House, okay, if I can find it. Keep one...
I am above the law!
That's right. They and all their cronies, past and present. See, that's the interesting thing, is that people that don't even work there anymore, that don't work in government, private citizens now, they're given, like, instructions. Oh, you don't... just like the pardon with Scooter Libby, you know. We don't want him singing, man.
Polls, but it have long-term, serious security consequences for the United States.
Oh my God! You know, you look at that and you think, is this a put-on? Is this something from a Colbert Report or from a? Huh? No. It's for real.
Yes.
Israel. That's what Wolf Blitzkrieg said. Israel. Boy, Michael Moore sure sliced him and Sanjay Dr. Poopta good ass the other day, 2 days in a row.
Oh, they had Glenn Beck on. I couldn't change it fast
enough. Oh, no.
You got to remember that he's an entertainer, and all his faxes are wrong, and that's
like they don't let anybody on CNN to say anything like good about Michael Moore. They just got to shred him.
And just because Dr. Poopta is a shill for the medical profession of which he is a part, we're supposed to consider him as a very credible person, you know?
That's right.
Who do you believe, this fat entertainer guy who makes a bunch of goofy movies, or do you believe a doctor, a surgeon? Right. A sturgeon. Sounds fishy to me. 844 votes on that award-winning poll. Might actually take some calls today, but you know what? I don't think so. I got I got a big pile of stuff here. Now that Miguel's not with us anymore, I guess I can read as much stuff as I want. Can't I?
Yeah. He'll still complain.
Why? He's listening?
Sure.
We miss you already, Miguel. Come back. George is going to tell a story on the air in a minute here about the promotions guy for the new, not the new promotion, the guy that
I heard the flunky that was responsible for getting the Hummer towed is no longer around.
Oh, he's no longer there.
That's what I heard.
Well, isn't that something? They actually fired somebody who deserved to get fired?
For mouthing off to the
I hope Robert
cop.
the Grim Reaper, the Lord of the Board, ain't listening, because if he finds out they're firing people that deserve to be fired, he certainly is long overdue.
No.
You know what I mean by that?
He ain't going nowhere.
Oh, I know that. He's got all the naked pictures.
By mouthing off to a cop.
I beg your pardon?
That's how the Hummer got towed. They got a ticket, and then this punk opened up a big stupid mouth to the cop.
Mm-hmm.
And the cop said, "Oh, how about if I tow you instead?"
That's what I was told. 844 on the poll, and in in about half an hour, we're going to open up the QM store on there, WQM.com. Wouldn't you think that Duff would be like coordinating and in there with he's
been running around.
He's been here like 5 times.
Yeah. He's been in there doing what?
I don't know.
Guys, he's been in there. He's like playing a Brady Quinn. Putting his hands under guys' crotches, stuff like that, waiting for them to snap the balls.
Yeah.
Is that what he does?
Would you like to feel relaxed once again?
Oh, that Duff. What a silly goose, And you can't pass up a goose. 850 even on the poll, man. We're going to slide right into that 1,000 easy.
Triangulando el pollo para acá.
Surely you've got all the Harry Potter books, and you've got the Harry Potter Home Splenectomy Kit. But now you gotta get the Harry Potter Pet Proctology Kit.
Man, that thing's great.
Check out your cat, dog, sheep, crocodile.
What's the size of this? Hey!
The Harry Potter Pet Proctology Kit. Barnyard edition sold separately.
Wow, how did my Hot Wheels car get inside a Misty? And my tricycle!
11:31 at 560 WQM. I hear that flick is just awesome, is the rumor that I'm hearing. That's what George told me.
Yeah.
Now, that Brady Quinn thing that you just sent me, Chris, that video where he's down under, so to speak, where did that come from?
That came from Allison.
From Allison, no less. Is she a big Brady Quinn fan? Would she like to get her hooks into him? Well, who knows?
But she knows you adore him, so she
yes, I do. And it says on there he looks comfortable on there. What does that mean? Well, I guess because he's not grabbing himself, at least the part that I watched.
Yeah, did you see the picture under that?
The picture of what? Oh, there's a picture under it?
Yeah.
Well, I better go back to this, okay? One moment, please. Here's George.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Did I see the picture of what? Of him?
Yeah.
He's
if you scroll to the third story, which athlete will be the next gay obsession, there's a picture.
What are you talking about?
All right, I sent you to that Deadspin, right?
Deadspin.com/whatever, yeah.
Yeah, there's a video And there's a picture
Oh, I
under
see.
it. Scroll down, yeah.
Oh, he's standing behind this guy. Well, he's just standing up straight. It's not like he's
now
hunched
go
over.
to the story under that one.
Oh, there's another one under. Which athlete will be the next gay blog obsession?
Now click
There's
on that picture.
Oh, we've already got both of those pictures of Brady.
Oh, okay.
The one grabbing himself doing the Michael Jackson routine.
But do you have him stretching or whatever?
Yeah, there's the one with the two guys. We've already got that on our website where they're all grabbing each other's crotch, which I still find just a little bit gay, kind of strange. And what are you talking about?
See,
Or the audience
which
can't
athlete
see.
will be the next gay blog obsession?
Yeah, what about it?
Click the picture next to it. Or you said you already have that picture or no?
We already had it on there. It's on our website.
Oh, okay.
Get out of here. What is wrong with you? Are you some kind of a fag or something?
No, Allison wanted to make sure that you saw it.
I seen it.
Except she was afraid to actually send it to you, so that's why I sent it to you.
Brady Quinn's Unskinny Bop. Now, who's this goofy Aussie that he's
No, it's
singing
Bret
with?
Michaels from the old
Who
group
is Bret
Poison.
Michaels? Am I supposed to know who that? What?
The old group Poison from the 80s. That's the lead singer.
He's the lead singer of Poison? He sure looks the part, I'll tell you that. Man, oh man, looks like he's seen better days. And Brady's got his, he's got his arms up in the air. He's kind of pumping it. Anyway, what do we got on the poll? 856 votes, and Neil Young is still leading the way. I don't know. What does that say about our audience?
That they're old?
Oh, now, why would you say that? That is so bad. Now you're starting to sound like Joel Feinberg now. Well, they got the old guys over there. Now that we got Geldy on there, that's going to bring the young audience.
That's right. Let's just give up now.
Now that we got Geldy and the Sid the Kid. Wow. What like you said before the show, but don't say it on the air, because then you get Jolly Joel come in there and fart in your face.
Well, I'll try to get it on tape if he does.
Yeah, and then we can see if what if it's Joe Bell farting? Is Joyce going to Joyce that? That's what I like to know. What if it's one of the Beasley cronies who's cutting the cheese? Then we can play it. Fox News reporting Tuesday on the increasing number of Republicans in Congress criticizing the Iraq War interviewed Senator Gordon Smith, co-sponsor of a resolution for withdrawal. On Fox News, no less. Wow, what a shock. Smith is known for a speech last December which he stated, "I, for one, am at the end of my rope when it comes to supporting a policy that has our soldiers patrolling the same streets in the same way, being blown up by the same bombs day after day. That's absurd. It may even be criminal." And by the way, Gordon, they're not the same bombs. They're different ones. But, similar, but not a match. And the board goes back. Smith told Fox if I could do anything over, I would, in the speech I gave, would replace the word criminal with the word insane. Insane! He suggested that the surge might have had a chance of working 4 years ago, but said on my numerous visits to Iraq, each time I go, the government seems more and more dysfunctional. All we're doing is depending on them to step up and govern. Did I miss something? What was that?
I was going to play Insane in the Membrane, but it was too slow.
Oh. Smith went on to explain the legislation he's sponsoring, saying there's nothing in this amendment that says we withdraw from the war on terror. When Fox host Schlepper Smith pressed him out, "Hey, Schlepper,
you fairy,"
pressed him out whether there might be a civil war in Iraq that is indistinguishable from the war on terror, the senator denied both points. It may become a full-blown civil war, he acknowledged, but the point is it's not ours, it's theirs. It's not something we can win. I'm just tired of American kids dying for that, he said. I say amen to that. Schlepper Smith, you idiot. You
fairy.
Yeah. Remember when he was at Channel 7, he used to, cruise the parking lot behind the station there?
No.
Behind IOD? Well, he was. He was always, lurking. Lurking. Some people inside the building were working, and he was outside lurking. Schlepper Smith. Really cracks me up when people call him Shep. Oh, Shep Smith says they Shep my ass. Like that fag hag. Well, I haven't heard anything about her in a long time. Is she still alive, by the way? What's
Tammy
her name?
Faye?
No, the Miss Drudge's
Elizabeth
friend.
Taylor?
No.
Ann Coulter?
No. The one that used to correspond with us. Lynn Simmons.
Oh, that one.
Is she croak or something?
That
or what?
one. Yeah, no, I don't know.
The fag hag. 859 votes. I'll never forget that day that you told, well, she's a big fan of yours, Neil. And, of course, that's only got to...
Gay.
She's a fan of anybody who's...
Gay.
That's right. Fag hag. I still don't understand what that's all about. Maybe someday when we have plenty of time.
Right. She's willing to fill in for you,
Yeah. What a joke that is. Well, she's on Sirius, though, Lynn Samuel. At least she was. I don't know, because I hear nothing about her. In fact, you know something? I hear nothing about them anymore either. Both Sirius and XM were losing money like crazy, and they never approved that merger yet, and very likely they won't. You don't hear nothing more about that, do you? Nothing more?
No.
Huh.
No.
Oh, Neil, you got to get on Sirius. You've got to go nationwide. Remember that when I was taking those stupid-ass calls?
Yes.
Like there's some button I can push. Oh, guess what, folks? I'm going to be on Sirius this week, and I'm going to make $80 trillion, and I'm going to save the world from itself, and I'm going to clean up the environment and get rid of all the crooks and clean up the medical profession and make Michael Moore the president and all this other stuff. What would be wrong with having a real fat president, you know?
I don't know.
Bubba had that weight problem, but he wasn't like what you call real fat.
No.
Who's the last fat president we had?
I don't know. Taft.
Grover Cleveland?
Taft.
William Howard Taft?
No, he was fat, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, but I think Grover Cleveland was, he was after him. Was Warren Harding fat? In the head, I guess. He was kind of chubby. On Friday of last week, Condi Rice played hooky, writes Maureen Dowden, spent the afternoon at the Tiger Woods Golf Tournament at Congressional Country Club in suburban Maryland. She had lunch at the clubhouse with Tiger, who had dedicated the contest to American servicemen. She followed Phil Mickelson and Brad Faxon for a bit after having them over to the White House on the 4th to watch the fireworks. She gave interviews about her newfound affection for golf, laughing about her errant drives and wicked hook. Like W going out boating and fishing in Kennebunkport as Britain and its new Prime Minister Gordon Brown reeled from terrorist attacks, Condi acted as if she didn't have a care in the world, and why on earth should she? The Homeland Security Chief, Michael Chertoff, has a gut feeling that a Al-Qaeda might be coming or already be here. Summertime seems to be appealing to them, he said, sounding more like a meteorologist than the man charged with keeping us safe. With 30 mortars hitting the green zone yesterday and Army recruiting wilting, some Bush advisors are at long last coming around to the Baker-Hamilton report recommendation that they should engage in intense diplomacy with the countries around Iraq. Someone might tell Condi, who said in one of her golf interviews that her zest for sports is so all-encompassing that I love anything with a score at the end, that she'd better get to work or America's score in Iraq will be 0, the big... Oh! The Iraq war she helped sell has turned into Grendel, devouring everything in sight and making it uninhabitable. It has ravaged Iraq, Bush's presidency, the federal budget, the Republican majority, American invincibility and integrity, and now John McCain's chance to be president. And there's no Beowulf in sight. Just a bunch of spectacularly wrong hawks, stubbornly continuing to be spectacularly wrong at what an alarmed Republican Senator John Warner calls a time in our history unlike anything I've ever witnessed before. Watching the warring tribes in Iraq grow more violent has caused the beginning of a reconciliation among the warring tribes in Washington as they realize they have to get the car keys away from the careening president who has crashed into the globe. With Republicans in revolt over the surge and losing patience, and Bushies worried, as one put it to the Washington Post, that July has become the new September, the president decided to do a PR surge to sound as if he's acquainted with reality. But in a speech in Cleveland, the president was still repeating his deranged generalities, making a tiny concession. He said we would be able to pull back troops in a while, whatever that means, but asked Congress to wait for General David Petraeus to debrief on the surge in September, rather than focus on the report due this week that says the ineffectual Iraq government has failed to meet benchmarks set by America. It was ironic that his strongest supporter to the bitter end was the Republican who was once his bitter rival. There was speculation that Mr. McCain would come back from his visit to Iraq and revise his bullish support of the war to save his imploding campaign. But the opposite happened. As his top advisors were purged, McCain went to the floor of the Senate to reassert his warped view that there appears to be overall movement in the right direction. Like W, Senator McCain values the advice of Henry Kissinger and said we can find wisdom in several suggestions put forward recently by Henry Kissinger. Why they continue to seek counsel from the man who kept the Vietnam War going for years just to protect Richard Nixon's electoral chances is beyond mystifying. But Mr. Kissinger holds their attention with all his warnings of American impotence emboldening radical Islam in Iran. Can't W and McCain see that American muscularity, stupidly thrown around, has already emboldened radical Islam in Iran? The president mentioned in his speech yesterday that he was reading history and he's been summoning historians and theologians to the White House for discussions on the fate of Iraq and the nature of good and evil. W thinks history will be his alibi. When presidents have screwed up and want to console themselves, they think history will give them a second chance. It's the historical equivalent of a presidential pardon. But there are other things, morality, strategy, and security that are more pressing than history. Did I say strategy? Strategy? No. History is just the fanciest way possible of wanting to deny or distract attention from what's happening now. That's what Maureen Dowd said in the New York Times, and it didn't cost you nothing to hear it here. I mean, if it cost you something, I probably would have read it better. And we're just a few minutes away from opening the QM store on WQN.com, by the way. Where's Duff to tell us about it?
You're listening.
A war on terrorism is what they say, to get away with having everything their way. Nobody pays attention through their busy little day, while our leadership has gone insane. $7 billion is what we all paid
to build a bomb that makes your enemies gay. They postponed the project when the word got out about a bomb that turns a foxhole brown.
You fairy!
Gay bomb, blow them all away by making them want to blow them all away. Gay bomb, in times of war, you need a different kind of sword. Gay bomb, turning soldiers into fags, trading their machine gun for a Prada bag. Gay bomb, a manly way to fight. Let's sip a Chardonnay tonight.
Gay.
Driven by self-hating homophobic fear, the Pentagon officials had a great idea. Let's show to the world who the boss is here by turning everybody queer.
Absolutely.
Gay bomb, that will teach them all. They can swat and French their nails and shave their balls. Gay bomb, what harm will it do if they drop a gay bomb over you? Then you would be a homo.
So there's a picture of Brady Quinn shaving his balls in that thing. Well, that was pretty interesting.
Is that a fact?
11:47, and of course Chris is the one that sent it along. He blamed Allison for it, but Chris is the one that's scouring the internets.
Oh, yeah, of course.
For all those intimate pictures of Brady Quinn. He could have been a dolphin, you know, but oh no, we don't
We're
want
glad
him.
He's not.
He looks too good to be. You're what?
We're glad he's not.
And why is that?
He's not going to be that great of a quarterback.
Here's the poll. We have 878 votes. I'm just not going to pay any attention to anything you say. I thought you knew a little something. No wonder they hate you in the sports fraternity. They despise you like poison.
Did you see any of his games?
Yes.
He's not that great of a quarterback.
Who's your favorite Canadian entertainer of all time? Yeah, he's no A.J. McFeely touchy-feely. Neil Young, 96. He's no Dottie's Culpeppers with 6 bad knees. Neil Young is still... He's going to win it, I guess. Isn't he, George?
Sorry?
No, it's sorry. Not sorry. This is a Canadian poll.
Yeah, Neil
sorry,
Young's going to win it.
Neil Young, 96. I don't like that. John Candy, 83. William Shatner has dropped a turd. He's dropped a notch. 80. Probably those bad TV spots he does. What are they for?
I don't know.
Some not Travelocity. What's the one he does? Something.
I don't know.
Jim Carrey, 56. Michael J. Fox, 49. Dan Aykroyd, 48. I'm going to read them all, by the way. Then it'll be like 1:30. Phil Hartman, 44. What a shame, man. That goes to tell you, all you guys out there, you get hooked up with some psychotic bitch like that, and all of a sudden you're dead. Mike Myers, 42, who ought to be doing much better than that. Leslie Nielsen, 38, who's got that fart thing that he carries around in his pocket. Remember when he used to do the late night circuit? He used to be on Johnny Carson and Letterman and all those shows?
No.
Whatever. No?
No.
And he has a thing in his pocket that makes fart sounds, and then he got joiced, I guess. Tommy Chong, 31. Shania Twain, 25. She also ought to be doing much better. Pamela Anderson, 25. Blech. I was just waiting for that. Donald Sutherland, 20. Geddy Lee, 13. Yvonne DiCarlo, 13. Raymond Burr,
gay,
11. Celine Dion, 11. Boy, that is so sad. Gordon Lightfoot, 10. A real lightweight. Eugene Levy, 9, who was in those really nifty movies with, what was his name? Chris, what? Klein. Alex Trebek, 9. Martin Short, 8, who does that horrible thing that King keeps putting him on here with that blow-up, turns himself into a blow-up doll. What does he call that character?
Jiminy Glick.
Oh, Jiminy Glick my ass.
No.
I remember Larry Glick and the Lemonade Stand on WBC. Now that was funny. That was entertaining. Martin Short is not. He is short, but he's not entertaining. He is Canadian, though, eh? Kim Cattrall, 8. Kiefer Sutherland, 8. Paul Anka, 7. Jay Silverheels, who played Tonto on The Lone Ranger, 7. How could Jay Silverheels be Canadian, eh? I guess we got Indians.
Yeah, lots.
They're like in Iqaluit. Howie Mandel, 7. Avril Lavigne, 7. Rich Little, 6. Norm Macdonald, 6. Tom Green, 5. Boy, whatever happened to Tom Green? They put him on MTV, and like they did to him what they do to everything else. They destroyed him. Isn't that what they do best on MTV? They sure don't play any music. They don't show any videos. They occasionally have one of those shows on there that, with all those hot young people that look like they should be shopping at Abercrombie and Bitch. Isn't that where they get those people, probably?
Probably.
Sandra Oh has got 5. Who is she? You've already told me this a million times, but I don't know who that is.
She's an Asian actress of mediocre looks, but she's in a lot of movies.
I see. Joni Mitchell, 5. James Doohan, 5. He ain't doing so good anymore. He's dead. Alicia Cuthbert, 5. I wonder if she's kin to Chris Cuthbert, the hockey announcer for TSN, formerly of the CBC, eh? Art Linkletter, 5. Sarah McLachlan, 4. Katie Lang, 4.
You fairy.
Evangeline Lilly, 4. I wonder if she's kin to Eli Lilly. Brian Adams, 4. Oh, boys, he is despised. He's almost as hated as much as Greg
You don't
Budell.
have to worry about me playing any of that.
Good. Is that old George McGovern they just had on there? They got tapes from election night 72 after Nixon defeated McGovern, and I bet you he's saying...
On the night of his election. So he's alone, contemplating the effect of his victory, complaining, if you will, celebrating. But it's Nixon alone.
A few days after his election victory, Nixon's shuffling his cabinet. He talked...
Yeah, shuffle the deck of cards, okay? Brendan Fraser, 4. Al Amos Morissette, 4. Paul Schaefer, 3. Hey, Paul.
You fairy.
Not fooling me. He's fooling everybody else, but not me. Isn't he married with a bunch of kids and stuff,
I
Paul
don't
Schaefer?
know.
Why does he put on that faggy act of his, huh?
Act?
Oh. Nellie Furtado, 3. Natasha Henstridge, 3. Keanu Reeves, 3. Speaking of...
You fairy.
Wow. Diana Krall, 3. Everybody would like to make Diana Krall. I don't know what she looks like.
Ever
Is
see
she hot
Diana
or-
Krall? I guess she's adequate.
No. But you really wouldn't want to make Diana Krall?
Maybe.
Anne Murray, 3. Burton Cummings has only got 2. Solamente dos. What kind of garbage is that? That sounds like real garbage to me. Burton Cummings only has 2. And you want to know why? Because, see, if it would have said in parentheses, the Guess Who.
Yeah.
How many people do you think know that Burton Cummings was the lead singer of the Guess Who?
All of them.
Oh. And he still only got 2 votes? Rick Moranis, 2. Rachel McAdams, 2. Neve Campbell, 2. It's Nev.
Whatever.
No, I always say it wrong, and then you correct me, but today you're not correcting me. It's
I
Nev
don't
Campbell.
correct you because I don't know how to say it.
Nev. Michael Bublé, too. He couldn't sing his way out of a paper sack. He's almost as good as Harry Potter. Meg Tilly, 2. Lauren Green, 2. Jason Priestley, 2. He's really garbage. Victor Garber, 1. American Woman. Now we're talking, it's a poll about Canadian performers, but they're singing about American women. And that's because maybe Canadian women tend to be a little bit too butch for American guys. Although I'll tell you one thing, if you go to Abercrombie and Butch, bitch, you'd see some hot numbers in there from 1 to 1 million. How'd you like that, huh? I can barely even hear the damn thing, and I nailed it like a son of a bitch. Ryan Gosling won. Monty Hall's only got 1 vote? Oh, let's make a deal on that. They don't like him because he's Jewish. Matthew Perry won. That's why George hates him. Margot Kidder won.
Right.
Joe Flaherty won. Is it a time thing? Do you think our audience doesn't remember Monty Hall? Let's make a deal?
Did you say time?
Yeah. No time. Margot Kidder won. Joe Flaherty won. Jill Hennessy won. Hayden Christensen won. Man, is he gross. They must use 85 pounds of pancake makeup on him in Star Wars 85. Kyle Lumbago has won. Fay Ray won. Eric McCormick won. Christopher Flummer won. Alan Thicke won. And no votes yet out of 878. No votes for Percy Faith Dave Thomas. Can you believe Dave Thomas doesn't have any votes? I didn't know he was Canadian.
Well, now you know.
I thought he was Fort Lauderdalean. I know he's dead. And Corey Haim still has the big. That is
Might be a different
disgraceful.
Dave Thomas. That's a different Dave Thomas on that poll.
It is?
The other half of Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Oh, those Goyim. Oh, those guys.
Right.
I see. The real Canucks.
Aye, laddie.
Well. Yeah, I know. Do you think we don't see plenty of them here?
I imagine you do.
917 votes on the award-winning poll on the Neil Rogers Show, and guess what's going to be opening any second now? The QAM store on WQAM.com. For those $100 gift certificates, not gift certificates, they're just certificates. You can give them as gifts or whatever you want to do with them for only $50. Save half price for hobos in Deerfield Beach. Now, you think I ought to check on that thing before we get going?
I think you ought to.
WQM.com. Now, here's what you do. You click on WQM.com, and nothing happens. Oh, there it is. And on the left-hand side, under where it says The Neil Rogers Show, and it's got my ugly face, it says Open Now. It's got all those dollar signs, and that's the store. Oh, is that what it means, Open Now?
Yes.
Because it says 4 minutes and 10 seconds
The
before.
store itself is open now. You can go on there and look at everything. These certificates don't go on sale for another 4 minutes.
For another 4 minutes, 4 minutes and 1 second, but who's counting?
You're listening to Neil Rogers.
This is Brady Quinn. Whenever I shave my balls, I listen to the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour.
Oh!
Tom Brady's out. I want some Quinn. You ain't seen no man quite like Brady Quinn. all the meat. The kind of guy that I want to do that's good enough to eat. I wonder if he'll go on a date, but there's no chance at all.
No.
So does that make me a sports queer if I want to see him grab the balls? Oh baby, wow, look at that kid. You ain't seen no man quite like Grady Quinn.
All right.
I've got a high-def TV screen that helps me see his buns. I can drool all I wanna, but I ain't gonna never get none. Know the days of a missing school, okay, that's not so great. But I'm gushing over him madly, at least until he's 28. I'm Brady's out, I want some Quinn. You ain't seen no man quite like Brady Quinn. Oh baby, wow, look at that kid. You ain't seen no man quite like Brady Quinn.
Well, have you taken a look at WQM.com, Chris?
The store's open.
No, the store is open, but they're all gone. There
Wow.
were 50.
Oh,
there were
wow.
50, and in 60 seconds it says, all certificates are processing. Please check back later. They're all gone.
That can't be. There's got to be a mix-up there.
Well, why do you say that?
For 50 to sell out in a minute?
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Well, what do you mean we'll find out? Well, what the hell does that mean?
Well, it took an hour to sell out the other ones, so I mean, for 50
Well, yeah, but there was 100 of those.
No, but the first time
and
it was 50 also.
we didn't give it the build-up like this. This is, you don't understand, these things, it requires a certain amount of build-up. It's like sex.
The Blue Moon was an hour and 2 minutes, and that was 50
spectacular.
Also. Yes,
Well, these are all gone. It says all certificates are processing. They're all checked back later. There might be some, who didn't buy them.
Like that?
Like what?
Just like that, they're gone.
They're gone. 50. I kept refreshing it, clicking it, and it went like from 38 to 28 to 14 to 10
Wow.
to 2 to 0.
Wow.
Well, I mean, assuming that's legit, I don't know. How do we know if it's legit or not?
We'll have someone make a call.
Make a call to whom?
To the person who runs the store, I guess.
Well, who's that?
It's an off-site company or something like that runs this part of it.
What are you talking about?
We don't run this store itself. There's another guy that deals with all of it. That, and like when we opened up the store early 2 weeks ago, they had to call him to tell him to open the store up and early, so.
Really?
Yes.
Well, what is he, some kind of a slacker? Is that it? Not that QAM would deal with anybody like that. Quantity remaining 0. All certificates are processing. Please check back later. It still says.
You know what that means if we did sell out all of them, right?
If we sold out 50 in 1 minute, I'm taking off the rest of the week after today.
Oh, that means that, we're number one again.
Well, what language are you speaking? In other words, what you're trying to say is there might actually be some people listening out there? Is that what you're trying to say? And how can we compete when Geldy comes on 9 to noon starting on Monday across the street? Let's give him a big build-up, baby. Let's make sure that everybody knows Geldy's going to be across the street. Even though he's going to be doing the Panther games on TV, it looks like. I mean, Dave Strader is going to be gone, I guess. That's good news, because he sucks. He talks through his teeth. I'm not into guys that talk through their teeth. He's got a very annoying sound to him, Dave Strader. Always, when he did the Red Wing games, I couldn't stand him. On ESPN, I couldn't stand him. I mean, he's no Jeff Rimmer, but then again. Call up Rimmer, let's do a hockey show. Sold out! They've all been verified, and certificates are sold out, is what it says now. Now you ought to be kissing my fat, ugly, old, smelly ass. Is what you ought to be doing right now. Even George ought to be kissy.
I'm going to be distracted by the food, so
the food just came in.
Chris.
Now that's good timing, though, isn't it?
Excellent timing.
And we can talk about, man, this stuff is really great, and you ought to go on there and get it. Oh, too bad, they're all gone. There were 50, and now there are none. Count them, N-U-N, none. As in, can you say penguins? Wow. That's scary.
Well, Duff said he's calling to find out if they are actually all sold.
No, you don't understand. Oh, he can call all he wants, but it just changed from that other thing. It said they were processing them.
Yeah, now it says certificates sold out.
Right. Well, why would it say that if they hadn't been verified and it wasn't checked out? Schmuck. Okay, Duff is calling. He's going to make damn sure, because we want to make sure that there aren't, like, a bunch of them left on there, and then we lied to you. We give you some bum information. We sure don't want to give out no bum information on QAM like Catherine Harris died in a plane crash or stuff like that. Because then Miss Fudge will put it on her website tomorrow, and 80 trillion people will read, "Oh, Neil Rogers put some misinformation on there. He ought to be fired." Oh, ho, ho. Stuff like that. Or Tom Jickle will write, "Gee, it wasn't very entertaining when Neil Rogers put information on there about his stupid stuff, We hate you, Tommy, okay? You're just full of baloney. All you want is all right-wing crap, all propaganda all day. As long as it's Rush, it's okay. Now, Rush is not our pool, although what's his name is the lead singer? What's his name?
Geddy Lee.
Geddy Lee. I was about to say it, but pretending I knew who it was. Well, you guys told me this morning. Sorry, or no, it says sorry, certificate sold out. And that was in less than a minute, because I was watching it. While I was playing that bit, the Brady Quinn bit. I think that's what inspired them. Hobo's Fish Joint. So what's the chow? What do you guys got?
I'll have some lobster bisque right now.
Some what? 953 votes on the poll, by the way.
Lobster bisque.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet it's
crab cakes. What are those?
I love those too.
Colossal crab cakes.
Ooh.
In a minute here.
And we were just talking about crabs before, remember?
And we got some shrimp coming.
What did he say?
Shrimp.
Oh.
That's what I said.
How the hell did you find that so fast?
I'm swift.
The hell you are. What is that under?
Shit.
Oh, man. How are we going to put up with Geldy being on across the street? That just it gives me spilkies thinking about it. He's a hell of a talent, man. We haven't discovered what it, and what. Now look at that. Buy now. Oh, now there's 5 left, it says. And what does that mean? It just changed and it says there's 5 left. So in other words, maybe there was 5 bogus ones on there, or it was like a mistake or something like that?
Maybe.
Now there's 4. Oh, I like this. This is fun. Don't you love this? Now, how come the first 50 allegedly sold out so fast? Well, that's because they gave up on it. You can go to WQM.com right now and hop up those last 4 if you're real quick. Like somebody I know would say, if you move quickly. See, it's a good thing that Duff called and maybe he got this thing straightened out, or maybe he was supposed to be in charge of this thing, had it all balled up, or whatever. Because I keep clicking it and it still says 4 remaining. Are you doing the same?
I'm not.
I am, yeah.
3.
George is stuffing his face right now.
George is too busy eating the free food, okay? He doesn't have time to be online. In addition to which, that computer's so damn slow, and that internet connection down there is so slow that we could have, sold out the ones from next week.
Actually, no, the internet's gotten better, so.
Is it real?
His computer just still stinks, yeah.
Oh, so in other words, you're blaming me for that crappy computer that I bought? None left, by the way. They're gone again. Wow. What a job, boys. Thank you so much. Did Duff come in here and kiss you all over the place?
Good guy.
He was kissing Josh, or George, whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm, on the mouth.
Oh, my God. No wonder you sound like that. Boy, it didn't take long to contract whatever you got. Man, they got some good antibiotics. In fact, the same place where you get for the crabs, where you get that liniment, they got some ointment you smear all over your lips.
You are not alone, guys.
Oh, what a clown, man. He is the best. Well, we did one hell of a job for him on this, man. This thing is going to go over bigger than freaking Mary Tyler Moore and the $6 Million Man. How do you like that? I like it. Do you like it? Plus, it gives you guys a chance to get free food every week, too.
Right on.
I mean, not that we don't get, Howie's and stuff like that, but and Tony's and those things, but we like a little variety once in a while, Variety is good, especially like if it's one of those young people from Harry Potter. That's what I was getting propagandized this morning. All these perverts, all these pedophiles wanted to make hanky-spanky with those underage people from Harry Potter. Not George, though. He don't even want to look at the picture because he might be tempted and she's too close to his daughter's age. And then they'll say, you're a pervert.
No interest.
Then they'll take your daughter away from you.
She's 18.
Yeah, she can leave any time she wants, and she still hangs around. Damn it. Now, does she work?
Yes, she does.
I mean, I don't want to know where or stuff like that, or put her picture on the website.
She's a computer technical service person, and
you know how everybody now works in computers.
That's
everybody
right.
I know works in computers.
She has a full-time job making.
How's it going, Ricky? Our buddy Ricky works in computers. He's doing better, thank God. Our buddy the professor, of course. Well, I'd say he works in computers. He sits at one. I don't know if he does any work. And Brandon disappeared. He's probably on vacation. And we have no certificates left for a Hobo's Fish Joint. It says, sorry, certificate sold out. Now, where did those 5 come from? Do we know? Did Duff come in and give you like a bulletin, like it was a mistake, or there were like some bogus ones, or there was, huh?
He's still waiting for a confirmation from them, the people that run this thing.
Oh. Well, I keep, it says sold out to me, so I'm going to assume that's correct. I know we spent way too much time. They're gone. I told you that. Didn't I tell you that before?
Duff says it seems that they opened the store early, and so they went. People were poised and ready to buy, and that's what they did.
Isn't that what I told them to? I said, get right on your haunches there. Stick your finger where the moon don't shine, and get ready to like bang on that thing. Isn't that what I said?
Said something like that.
And they did it. And of course, there's Chris saying, "Oh, we're back. We're number one. We got the." Let me tell you right now, okay? Everybody in this market listens to this show. There's a lot of people lie a lot, you know. Especially the speaking English crowd, that crowd, they lie a lot. Oh, we're listening to CMQ, Radio Mambi. Yeah, sure you are. We all know who you're listening to.
Oh, God!
We all know you understand every stinking word, okay? Except, of course, when it's convenient not to understand. Then, well, no entiendo, man. You want to do the full thing or not?
No.
Oh.
The other thing to think about. Go ahead.
That's all he can think about is the free food. When you're making the kind of money he has, and
that's right. Actually, I'm the only one in here not eating right now, so.
And why is that? Because you're fat?
Because I have to run the board and stuff. So.
Well, what kind of excuse is that? You're not eating? Am I supposed to believe that you're not going to be eating some of that stuff?
I didn't say that. I just said I'm not eating yet.
For this moment. Yeah.
Correct.
But as soon as we get into the break, you're going to be racing into wherever the food is sitting, and you're going to be hopping it up like it was your last supper.
He was eating when he pulled up this morning.
Unless George finishes it all before I get over there.
968 votes on the pool. This half hour we're going over 1,000, and then you can like lay back and start shoveling all the good stuff down your puss.
The biggest name.
I do the stuff. There's 3 left. Okay, that thing changed again. It's a good thing I keep checking that thing because whoever is in charge there must be they're diddling something.
What?
I said there's 3 certificates for hobos left. Okay, we thought it was 0. Twice we thought it was 0. We got faked out, and now it's 3.
Holy cow! Aaron's coming.
So grab them while there you got them. Pop them up, as they say in China.
I turned 13 on my last birthday. Daddy bought me a doll, and he told me to play. I wonder what Daddy'd say if he knew I got 69 emails today. 'Cause my name, my age, my face is posted on MySpace.
Now there's 2.
MySpace.
I got out of prison, in 1982. Well, I was caught at the playground with a kid or 2. Now I use the net, email them today, and tomorrow I'm wet. 'Cause her name, her age, her face is posted on MySpace.
Oh my God.
MySpace. Hey, baby.
Now there's 1.
You know, you're really mature for your age. How about we meet in person? Get off this silly chat. I'll bring you beer and smokes. Well, now don't tell your mama. She doesn't understand your needs. I tell you what, baby, we'll have a real good time. You got a real pretty smile, you know that? Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let's meet at the mall. Near the video shop.
Now there's 1.
1 what?
Well, just don't tell your folks. And especially don't tell the cops, yeah. Whoa!
He said I'm 1 in a million.
That's right.
Oral ain't sex as President Bill.
That's it.
My name, my age, my face, posted on MySpace. MySpace.
Yeah,
He forced his tallywhacker in all the wrong places. He's shredded now. Didn't know I wore braces.
Top 19 at 560 WQM. There's 1 left. 1 $100 certificate for $50 for hobos. Fish joint in Deerfield Beach. One left. We thought there were none, and we faked you out, and they faked us out. And why do you think that keeps happening?
Well, they have 5 minutes to check out, so maybe they realize they can't, buy more than just the one. So who knows?
No, they can buy 5.
No, but maybe they realize they can't afford to buy multiples.
Or maybe their credit card is bogus and they're a bunch of deadbeats?
Yeah, something like that.
Like Chicken Neck, people like that? Remember that whole thing? Well, Neil's audience, they're all a bunch of deadbeats like that Boca Brian. Remember that?
Yes.
It's one of your favorite people. I don't want to say who it was.
No.
We still got that one left. Now, why would that be, you think?
I don't know.
I mean, it's aggravating to me, and especially since we thought we pulled off a miracle there. Chris was like ready to drop off the chair, and I bet he came in there and got some food during the break, didn't he?
I had some of the colossal crab cakes. Very good.
Good.
I'm still trying to wrap myself around one. They are colossal. They're as big as your head.
Correct.
Huh.
Your head, I mean yours.
And that one certificate is still left there. That blows. Well, maybe we're just going to keep one up there all day to fake everybody out. Bill Scherer on TomPaine.com writes, Dr. Gupta's bias. He really frosts my ass, that phony Dr. Apupta. Another shill for the medical establishment. That's all he is. Everybody knows that. That's why he's on CNN. Take a pill and watch the shill. Still got that one. You think we're going to get back to again?
Yes.
Of course.
Michael Moore and CNN's Dr. Sanjay Gupta faced off on Larry King Live this week following Moore's on-air criticism of Gupta's anti-sicko piece, which accused Moore of fudging some facts. Moore on his website is ably taking Gupta to task on some factual points. And as Huffington Post Rachel Sklar notes during Larry King's Live show, Moore cites his source for every statistic offered, yet Gupta ignores it, all of it, including Moore restating again that all this was available in an email sent by Moore's team to CNN June 28, 2007. But what was most striking was when Gupta showed the heart of his bias, a bias against having our government guarantee universal health care. Gupta says to Moore, you criticize the government so soundly, but you're willing to hand over one of our most precious commodities, our health care in this country, to the government. Moore rebutted, I actually love our government. It does a great job of administering Social Security. The problem is who we put in power who holds office. Then in response, Gupta made a completely misleading attack on Medicare. Michael, one of the best examples of health care, at least some sort of universal health care, would be Medicare. I think you would agree with that. It's going to go bankrupt by 2019. It's going to be $28 trillion in debt by 2075. Would you say this is going to still be a working system 20 years from now? Is this some evidence that our government can't be directed to fix our broken healthcare system? Economist blogger Dean Baker doesn't think so. CNN's healthcare analyst is now telling people that Medicare is going bankrupt. What does this mean? Medicare's costs are projected to exceed its revenue and drain the surplus from its trust fund in a bit over a decade, but this has been true at several points in the past. Did Congress tell tens of millions of beneficiaries to get lost? No, Congress appropriated the money needed to keep the program going. If Dr. Poopta meant to imply that Medicare as a government program is uniquely inefficient, then he's way off the mark. According to the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, per beneficiary costs have risen in nominal dollars by 519.5% since 1980. By contrast, the cost per enrollee of private insurance has risen 676% over the same period. That gets at the heart of Gupta's bias. The pressures on Medicare's finances aren't the fault of our government, but of skyrocketing health care costs across the board. Yet Gupta cherry-picks his facts to attack a government guarantee of universal care and raise the prospect of dismantling Medicare, just like how conservatives sought to do the same with Social Security. Healthcare costs are a major problem, but as Baker notes, eliminating Medicare would raise healthcare costs, not lower them. Whereas directing our government to ensure universal health care, as Medicare already does for seniors, can contain costs by pooling risk and maximizing bargaining power. In the Health Care for America plan, a Medicare-style public plan for those under 65, which would compete with private insurance, policy architect Jacob Hacker writes, because Medicare and the Health Care for America plan would bargain jointly for lower prices and join forces to improve quality, they would have enormous combined leverage to hold costs down. Cross-national evidence and the historical experience of Medicare show conclusively that concentrated purchasing power is by far the most effective means by which to restrain the price of medical services. Other countries spend much less for the same medical services than we do because their insurance systems bargain for lower prices. And though Medicare covers less than a seventh of the U.S. population, it still has controlled costs substantially better than the private sector, especially since the introduction of payment controls in the mid-'80s. When was the last time you saw a mainstream media report that merely raised the possibility that our government's Medicare plan does a better job at containing costs than private insurance companies? There's one thing said by Gupta that I have no disagreement with. It makes it very hard to advance the argument if you're not getting the numbers right. Did we sell off that last one or not?
Yes. I don't know.
We got 0 left. Well, thank God. It turned out to be a multi-faceted dealer, didn't it? But, there are probably some deadbeats out there, like Chicken Neck. That's Neil's crowd. He's got all those deadbeats listening, like Boca Brian. See, you try to forget those days, not me.
Yes, I do.
Now, where did this just come from?
That giveaway thing?
Yeah.
Came from us right now.
Right now, the first 2 callers to the WQM contest line, that's 800-227-0560, get a $100 gift certificate to Hobo's Fish Joint. Free. How do you like that?
Yeah.
You like it?
Well, who answers that?
Rolly.
Rolly.
While he's still working
Pulley?
here. As soon as he trains the new guy, they're going to fire him.
Oh, that's right. Hey, Rolly, your job's in jeopardy because you're not from Raleigh. Go ahead and tell Jolly Joe that you're from Raleigh.
I'm Rolly from Raleigh.
Yeah, Rolly from Raleigh. I like
Raleigh
that. It's got a
Rodriguez.
good ring to it. It's got a nice sound to it. Rolly from Raleigh. Raleigh from Rolly.
Really?
Yeah. Let me say it again. The first 2 callers to the QM con, and I would assume they already called. How are we going to know?
Rolly will tell us.
800-227-0560. The first 2 callers get a $100 gift certificate to Hobo's Fish Joint for free. Not for the $50, but for free, I'm assuming, because it doesn't really say it, but I'm sure for free. Right?
Right.
Well, nice. Did Rolly come racing in there and say, okay, it's all set, or has he got to, take
Not
names?
Yet.
And
He's got, yes, that.
He's got what?
To take names and that.
990 on the poll. When we come back after the break, we're going to have 1,000 votes, and then Chris can go in there and eat all the food you didn't eat.
Not much left.
Well, like I said, he's on a diet.
French people piss me off.
First in the news this hour, you may have heard Paris Hilton out of jail.
Paris Hilton is out of jail.
Hilton says the first thing she'll do when she gets out of jail is have a good meal.
Paris is looking forward to wearing normal clothing.
12:30 at 560 WQM. Now, the interesting thing, when you click on that thing now, is that nothing happens.
No, I think they're all gone.
They are all gone.
And the giveaway things are gone, too, of course.
And the giveaway ones, those 2 are gone already?
It. Yeah, like that.
You don't have to keep plugging that?
No.
Giving away $100 things?
Like that. Now just talk about how good the food is at Hobo's.
Yeah, go ahead.
The colossal crab cakes, these shrimp as big as your fist over here. They got salmon with stuff on it, mango, something. I wish the chef was in here right now because he told us all about this stuff. Kelly, tell us what this is. What's the salmon? Salmon honey mustard. What kind of shrimp is that? Livernaise shrimp. Some blueberry insane creation, Corvina, that I'm not gotten to yet. Swordfish. Did we already mention the colossal crab cakes and the lobster bisque?
Yes.
Okay.
992 on our poll. We can't get to that 1,000. We're a little slow on that one. That's because they're all busy trying to buy up more. So they're all gone.
They're gone. It's over.
It's all over. And really a shame that there were a couple of them that were screwed up there, 4 or 5, whatever.
What happened, Duff explained, is that our listeners...
Tell me what Duff said.
Our audience crashed the site. The response was so immediate and overwhelming that they overwhelmed the site and it crashed.
Oh, my God.
Wow. How do you like that, huh?
So there you go.
Like Chris says, maybe we might have 50 or 100 people listening out there. That's pretty good.
Couple.
2 planes came within 100 feet or less of colliding on a runway at Fort Lauderdale Airport, authorities said today. Not good. Air traffic controllers, this was yesterday. This is old news by now. The Sun Sentinel, man, your website blows. If I'm going to read the newspaper, I don't want to read yesterday's newspaper on the air, and people accuse me, all he does is read the newspaper on the air. Well, somebody's got to read it to you, schmuck. Air traffic controllers noticed a plane entering a runway yesterday as Delta Flight 1489 approached the same runway for a landing. FAA spokeswoman Kathleen Bergen said, I wonder if she's kin to Polly Bergen and Edgar Bergen. Earlier reports that the Delta pilot also saw the wayward plane were incorrect, she said. The controllers alerted the Delta crew to pull up and circle the airport to avoid United Flight 1544, which had missed a turn onto another taxiway. Investigators were focusing on what caused the United flight to veer into Delta's right away. Spokeswoman for Delta and United didn't immediately return any messages today. When a plane is on a runway without authorization, the FAA labels the incident as a runway incursion. A runway freaking incursion. How do you like that? The airport has had 3 runway incursions between June of last year and May 31 of this year, according to FAA records. 2 were blamed on pilot error, and the 3rd was ruled an air traffic control error. Did you see the fire at MIA yesterday in the...
Yes.
Yes. That wasn't the air traffic control. That was the one where they assigned the...
What Gates?
Gates. They said V. Gates. And then he said Bill Gates, and they all puked. And that's why they set it on fire. When they said Bill Gates, they got pissed off. Give us some of that money. Give us a little something, Billy boy. Instead of giving them to all those charities and those starving people, give us a little piece of the action. Just a little piece, like a little piece for the Tatalias and all these other people. Everybody wants their piece. 994 on the poll. Your favorite Canadian entertainer. Let's get the other 6 votes on there. Get to 1,000. Stop. Well, the reason is, I told you I was right. They were all on that QAM.com thing. I bet you Josh Cordes is all excited about that because it makes it appear the way we're goosing it up there.
You should see how excited he is.
He's so excited he's stuffing his face.
Oh, yeah. No, he's excited because he got that $1,000 check I sent him.
That's right.
And he came in this morning very graciously and said, thank you so much. I'll be there to service you later in the week.
And I'm excited because I'm taking his girlfriend out while he's in Vegas.
Good. Show her what a real man is like.
I'll bring one.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. 994 votes. Favorite Canadian entertainer of all time. John Candy moving into the lead. Oh, look at this. This is good news. This is great news. Maybe some of the people under the age of 100 crawled out of the sack and voted on the poll. John Candy 120, Bill Shatner 109, and Neil Young has made a precipitous drop to 3rd place with 104.
Better play some of his music.
Let's not. Let's say we did.
Coming right up.
Could play Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. That's Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. Or is he? I don't think he's on that, is he?
I don't know.
He's not.
Here we go.
That's why it's so good, Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, because Neil Young is...
This rocks. It rocks. It rocks.
It rocks?
I could play your song by now.
57.
Here we go. This is right up your alley.
I beg your pardon?
This is for you, man. Special dedication to Neil with love. From all of us who love you. Big hit for him.
Old man, look at
Oh,
my life.
that is so bad.
I'm a lot like you.
Okay, that's enough of that. That's so bad. That's one of my least favorite songs of all time.
1,000 votes.
We got 1,000 votes? All right, let's hear it. See, Chris is keeping an eye on it. I thought he was too busy watching the food to make sure Cordes don't get too much of it.
Oh, no, there can't be.
Why can't you find Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, even though he's not on it?
Oh,
1,001.
I didn't look for it.
No, well, that would be nice. Jim Carrey, 57. You're probably not going to find it unless you're looking for it. Michael J. Fox, 53. Dan Aykroyd, 52. Phil Hartman, 48. Mike Myers, 45. Leslie Nielsen, 39. That's all I'm going to read. Anybody got 0? Yeah. Percy Faith has none. Dave Thomas has none. That's the guy from Cuckoo Cuckoo. And Corey Haim got none. What?
Huh?
Are you making fun of Corey Haim again?
Oh, no, I was choking on some shrimp over here.
Yeah, and that's the Lord punishing your stupid ass for making fun of Corey Haim and Harry Potter. You just don't like those cute young guys. That's your problem.
Yeah, that's a problem, all right.
My problem is that I do. I guess it's a universal problem. So what's that chick from Harry Potter again? What's her name?
I don't know.
Emma Watson, I think.
What is it?
Emma Watson.
And she's underage. She's 17. She won't be 18 until next April 15. Even I remember that. So all you guys that are oogling like that, go right ahead.
I'll start looking when she's 20-something.
Yeah, the hell you will. I guarantee you already Googled it, okay?
I didn't.
You did.
I have witnesses.
In private, you'll Google it.
No.
And you'll say,
No.
You'll say, someday she's going to be real sweet. I think she's real sweet already myself. And what do I know, being the old queen that I am? I got a pretty good idea that you'll agree that you'll say she's a fine young lady. A little bit too young.
I know who she is. I've seen her before, but nevertheless, Nick Flemire, thank you very much.
So in other words, you can't offer an opinion just because she's 17?
She's an attractive young lady that's off my list.
There you go. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being an attractive young lady. Oh, man. That deal with the hobos, that was a lot of fun. The food was great, and it looked like we had the whole thing sold out. But it's just that the system couldn't handle all the 80 billion people that were on there trying to get to 50. See, we only had 50 this time. Now, didn't we have 100 last time?
I don't know.
This time, yeah. I think it was the other way around. We had 50 $100 certificates. Last time, I think we had 100 $50 certificates. That cost only $25 a piece. See what I'm saying?
Yes, River was the $150 certificates.
River?
River House.
Oh, River House. River Phoenix?
And then before that was
Is he
Blue
still
Moon
dead,
Fish
by the
Company.
way?
Yes.
That's a shame. And he died at Johnny Depp's joint, too. That just, Johnny's life will never be the same again.
I doubt it.
Although he does have a very lovely wife, and they live in France. He doesn't like the U.S. all that much, eh?
How come?
He doesn't want his kids growing up in a barbaric place like the U.S., eh? An American Airlines flight, speaking of planes from L.A. to London, was diverted to New York earlier today after a crew member became suspicious of one of the passengers. The crew member aboard Flight 136, scheduled to fly nonstop from LAX to London Heathrow, questioned a passenger whom the employee said he saw bypassing security by traveling on an employee-only bus from the parking lot to LAX, according to spokeswoman Sonia Whitemon. Whitemon. W-H-I-T-E-M-O-N. Whitemon. Is that right, Mon? That's Whitemon. After that conversation, officials decided to divert the Boeing 777. The plane landed at New York's JFK Airport about 10:30 a.m., Whitemon said. Homeland Security Chief Mickey Chertoff told CNN that American Airlines said in an early statement that the passenger might have been an off-duty employee. I think they're still in the process of sorting this thing out, he said to airport officials. It may turn out this is nothing more than a misunderstanding with an employee who used an employee bus to get on a plane for a private flight. In other words, Big Timmis. Whitemon told CNN the passenger is not an American Airlines employee. According to Russ Naki with the Department of Homeland Security, American Airlines security officials identified the man as an executive platinum traveler with the airline who purchased his round-trip ticket on April 19. He didn't say whether the man had proper ID when he boarded the employee shuttle and passed through the employee access-only entrance. The good news is here that you have somebody who's alert on the crew and they take appropriate steps at that point to deal with what might be a potentially dangerous situation, Chertoff said. That's exactly what we are asking people to do. If you see something, say something. If you see it, say it. If you see it and it looks good, do it. Anthony Loynes, one of the 188 passengers aboard the flight, told CNN told the passengers the plane was stopping at JFK because the plane didn't have enough fuel to make it to London. In other words, instead of getting them all panicky, like, oh, we got some very strange guy on here and he's going to blow the plane up, we just don't have enough fuel, we're going to make a pit stop. Shortly after landing, Loynes said security officials boarded the plane and left with a man of Middle Eastern descent. A woman sitting next to the man was also questioned, a man of Middle Eastern descent. You see what this was all about?
Nope.
Amen to that. All passengers were subsequently taken off the plane. The cabin was scheduled to undergo security sweep. The plane left L.A. about 6 o'clock last night, had been scheduled to arrive in London at 12:25 this afternoon our time, or their time, or whatever time. Most or all the passengers were put on another American Airlines flight, which was scheduled to arrive at Heathrow 8:25 tonight. Wow, 3:25 our time. Because they'd be 5 hours ahead on the clock and about 600 years behind in their brain.
President Bill Clinton raked in $10.2 million last year on the public speaking circuit. Here now is an excerpt from one of those dazzling displays of oratory.
Sometimes the thong string can cause irritation, and from what I understand, they bother women too. It's like trying to balance the fellas on a clothesline. Oh, and by the way, Marky Post has a little polka-dotted number. I once slid it off in the Lincoln bedroom and then wore it as a do-rag.
This has been an excerpt from one of former President Bill Clinton's dazzling displays of oratory.
1246, 1401 at 560 WQM. I don't know about you, but is it just me? Maybe it's only working the 2 days a week.
Okay.
But this seems to me like about an 80-hour show today. Is there a special reason?
Flying by. What are you talking about, man?
What?
This show's just breezing.
Are you sure?
Especially when you're not paying any attention to just eating.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's why it's flying by. A former Catholic priest. Thanks to whoever sent this in, by the way.
Hey, Neil.
Yes?
We got sorbet. Well, we had sorbet until Rolly attacked it.
Oh, did Rolly get those 2 calls, by the way?
Oh, yeah, he got them.
It was just a joke.
They're all done.
Schmuck.
He wanted to know he had the sorbet in your memory.
And I have to ask if they called. By the way, you're blocked, Al Rogers, and don't darken my door or my website or my life and ever again. Don't be stalking my life, you idiot. A former Catholic priest who committed an inexcusable breach of trust by convincing a teenage altar boy to have sex with him has been jailed for at least 7 years by a Sydney, Australia court. James Fletcher, I wonder if he's kin to Mother Fletcher. 64, from Branxton, was found guilty of 9 charges relating to the sexual abuse of the teenager between 1989 and 91. This even goes on down under. How do you like that? Fletcher was convicted in December last year of the offenses which occurred at his Hunter Valley Parish. Reading the victim's evidence recorded during the trial, District Court Judge Graham Armitage yesterday said Fletcher had tried to ingratiate himself to the victim and his family and manipulate the boy into keeping quiet. He ingratiated himself with the offender and his family for the specific purpose of taking advantage of him, Judge Armitage said. The court was told Fletcher had on a number of occasions driven the victim to a waterworks near the parish where the two had oral sex. Late in June 1990 at the park in nearby Patterson, Fletcher became angry when the boy, then aged 13, could not get an erection. I know how I could make you orgasm. We could have sex, Justice Armitage read from the victim's evidence. The boy trusted Father Fletcher and agreed to his suggestion. Judge Armitage said the boy had told the court he had never felt pain like it in his life and looked at a St. Christopher medal in the car while the intercourse took place. Well, how did we just go from oral to intercourse?
Well, you have to turn him over.
No. The boy then cried and Fletcher hugged him, saying it was a normal part of life. After the incident, Fletcher warned the boy no one would believe him if he told because priests never lied. If he told anyone, Father Fletcher would hurt his brothers, he said. Describing the string of offenses as gross and inexcusable breach of trust, Judge Armitage sentenced Fletcher to a minimum of 7 years in jail with a maximum of 10. Outside the courtroom, the victim's mother, who cannot be identified, said the family would face a lifelong sentence of recovery. I'm glad my son wasn't there to hear it again, she said. Praising her son's courage, the woman described him as an extraordinarily brave boy. He made it easier for the others now. Well, what does that mean? Easier for the others to come forward and open up a mouth?
Yeah.
And spill the beans? Oh, that's not good either. John Candy seems to have vaulted in the first place. Some people with a sense of humor on here have come forward. That's good. Because that's what Canadian entertainers are most known for. I mean, there's some good Canadian singers, too, most of whom aren't on this list. Or some of whom. John Candy, 123. Bill Shatner, 110. He's a hell of a singer.
President has his own actions to justify.
Oh, there's Bob Livingston, the former U.S. House Republican who had to resign in disgrace. Remember that? Bob Livingston. Wow. Candy 123, Shatner 110. Neil Young has dropped to third 109. He's as dormant as a church mouse. Jim Carrey 58 and Michael J. Fox 54. And that's all you need to know. Mike Myers has 45. Should be doing much better than that. And who else should be doing better? Leslie Nielsen, only 39. That blows. Leslie Nielsen is one of the funniest people ever in the history of the human race. You don't agree? Sure you do.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
I mean, he's no Harry Potter.
No, but then who is?
I don't understand why you keep ragging on poor Harry Potter. That movie is very popular, and that broad has made $1 zillion.
I don't rag on it. It's just not for me.
Not for me either. And probably Chris likes it, though, don't you?
Yeah, they're fine.
Now, did you see this movie?
Not yet.
But you will.
Yeah, sure.
And, of course, after Chris sees the movie, we'll be asking the oldest question of all time.
You like it?
Yeah.
I think I'm taking his daughter to go see it.
You're taking whose daughter? George's daughter?
Yeah. Well, since he doesn't want to go,
She already saw it, but she'll see it again.
Oh, okay.
She ain't going with Chris, I'll tell you that.
Why not?
Oh, no,
be safe.
The duck I just had is wow.
The what?
The duck.
Oh, you had duck?
Roasted duck with teriyaki glaze and honey glaze. And roasted with citrus inside so it pulls out all the fat.
Harry Potter Secrets, Daniel Radcliffe is doing a what's-her-name, I think. They're doing it. They're doing something. They're rubbing their noses together. Wait till you hear this story. This will make you feel real... What's the word I'm looking for?
Gay.
Confident.
Oh.
Real gay, yeah.
Gay.
Real confident in America. Congressional investigators set up a bogus company with only a postal box and within a month obtained a license from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission that allowed them to buy enough radioactive material for a small dirty bomb. Like that? Bogus company, P.O. Box.
You like it?
Senator Norm Coleman, Republican of Minnesota, who will ask the NRC about the incident at a Senate hearing today, said the sting operation raises concerns about terrorists obtaining such material just as easily. Easy as punky pie. Nobody at the NRC checked whether the company was legitimate, and an agency official even helped the investigators fill out the application form, Coleman said in an interview yesterday. The NRC acknowledged that more checking is needed in such licensing and said that since being told of the GAO sting operation, it has tightened licensing procedures. We fixed the problem, said NRC Commissioner Edward McGaffigan in an interview yesterday. He said that such licenses now require visits to the company, or in some cases, company officials will have to come to NRC orifices. The license that was obtained allowed for the purchase of up to 5 portable moisture density gauges widely used in construction, which are encased small amounts of cesium-137 and americium-241, 2 highly radioactive isotopes. Individually, these devices pose little threat because of the small amount of radioactive material. Radiation experts say still, the devices require an NRC license to be purchased and must closely be safeguarded by companies to use them to avoid theft. But the investigators from the GAO, Congress's investigative arm, found a way to purchase as many as 45 of the gauges and could have bought many more because they duplicated the NRC-issued license and removed the restrictions on the amount that could be purchased. With patience and the proper financial resources, we could have accumulated from other suppliers substantially more radioactive source material than what the 2 suppliers initially agreed to ship us, the GAO reports. So, like I said, make you feel real confident. And Mickey Chertoff said, it's going to be a long, hot summer, and they're going to blow up a bunch of people, and we're going to have a bunch of attacks, and Al-Qaeda. The boogeyman's under the bed, bada-beep-bada-boop-bada-bop. Is that what he said? Let's have another terror or a terrorist warning. At about 3:30 in the morning. Boy, I think Chris has got his finger on it. We got 1,025 on a poll. It's a good thing we got this momentum build up, the Mo build up. Because once Geldy Guns on at 9 to noon starting next week on the ticket, we're going to be off Source, baby.
I better eat all this food because I don't know when I'm going to get another one.
That's right. You don't know when your next meal is going to come from. Now that we got Geldy on, there is going to be our stiff competition. He's got some admirers out there, that Geldy. Some of the same people that like Harry Potter, stuff like that. They think he's a misused talent.
Misused? Abused?
Yeah. QAM hasn't used his abilities properly.
I see.
Now we're going to, as of today, I think we're going to use him properly. As in, say goodbye, like that. Now, I think it'll be great. Sid the Kid, who's probably one of the most annoying people who ever darkened the state. And then, of course, Geldy, with that squeaky sound that makes people cringe, makes hair stand up on the back of their neck. Stuff like that. I think John Candy's going to pull away and win his damn pool today. How do you like that? The Dark House. They have this series of Canadian, I don't know what you would call them, but like little promos, with Canadian entertainers come on, and there's a little blurb about their life and they show them making some kind of a statement when they were alive, which most of them are dead, It's much better to make a statement when you're alive. And there's John Candy saying, well, it's everybody else that's always been worried about my weight. Never really worried me all that much. And then, of course, guess what?
What?
Dead.
Oh.
Everybody else was worried about John Candy's weight, but he wasn't all that concerned about it. Never let it bother him. And then, of course, he's dead. Not good, John. Not good. Now, you think we get 1,100 today or what, Chris?
Definitely. We're going to get it.
I beg your pardon?
We're going to get it.
Chris says you're going to get it.
This is Arnold. This is not a tumor. It's the 1 to 2 hour.
Back in jail again. I can't believe I'm back in jail again. I planned my weekend partying at home with my friends, but somehow now I'm back in jail again. Back in jail again, with a stroke of the judge's pen. I swear I'll never see the light of day again. It's so unfair, I'm back in jail again. Back in jail again. Hey, there's the inmate who gave me origami. She's my only friend. Everyone in the world seems to hate me. Oh, poor me. I'm back in jail again. I can't believe I'm back in jail again. Supposed to be locked up at home with my friends. It's so not hot to be back in jail again.
Sticker in the desert, don't give her a map. It's 101 at 560 WQAM. Happy Thursday to July number 12. Número 12 de Julio, whatever the hell that means. Here's the story about the Queen. I sure wouldn't want to skip over that. That would have been really an egregious oversight on my part, would it not? A British broadcaster has apologized to the Queen for strongly implying that she stormed out of a sitting with celebrity photographer Annie Leibovitz saying a documentary clip had been edited incorrectly.
What word did you say?
Sitting. A trailer shown Wednesday for a forthcoming British BBC documentary series, A Year with the Queen, gave the impression that the British monarch had abruptly halted the photo shoot when Leibovitz asked her to remove her crown. Oh, my God. That would be like asking one of these schmata-heads to remove their, whatever you call those. What do you call those?
Schmatas?
Yeah, the headgear. Leibovitz was preparing to take an official portrait of the Queen at Buckingham Palace in London. The photographer, known for making unusual requests, at one point asked the Queen to remove her crown. Her thorny crown. Scene showed the Queen giving the photographer an icy stare before storming off. An official followed close behind, lifting the large train of her blue velvet cape off the floor. She has a cape, like Stupid Man. And Captain Marvel, she has a cape on. Maybe it's for lunch. The Queen was heard telling her lady-in-waiting, "I'm not changing anything. I've had enough dressing like this. Thank you very much," Britain's press reported. But the footage was actually filmed as the Queen made her way into the sitting. How do you like that? They can't tell whether this Queen is coming or going. The BBC said in this trailer there's a sequence that implies the Queen has left a sitting prematurely. This was not the case, and the actual sequence of events was misrepresented. The BBC would like to apologize to both the Queen and Annie Leibovitz for any upset this may have caused. 4 official portraits of the Queen were eventually released by Annie Leibovitz. Any interest? Want to see a picture of the Queen? I've seen plenty of pictures of the Queen. I see a picture of the Queen when I look in the mirror every morning. What's the big deal with that?
Is it a picture? A pretty picture?
Picture of the Queen, my ass. It's an image.
Yeah,
is what
picture
it
that.
is. Yeah. Picture this.
Rectum. Yeesh.
Wow.
Mirror,
How are we doing on our
wall.
quest for 1100 today? Boy, we sure got all kinds of stuff going on, man. Those certificates went like halavai in Tel Aviv, baby. Like salted herring in Brooklyn. 1,039 votes. We need 61 and 57 minutes to get to 1100. Ordinarily, I'd say, walk in the park. But in the dog days of summer on El Doce de Julio, who the hell knows what evil lurks? You know what I'm saying, Chris?
Yeah, and Corey Haim got a vote for you finally.
I beg your pardon?
Corey Haim finally got a vote for you.
Corey Haim. Well, thank you, whoever voted for Corey Haim. He was cute. I mean, annoying. I'm not saying he was a good actor. Once upon a time, he was kind of cute. I liked him. And I'm not ashamed to say I liked him. He was cute. Is there anything wrong with that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, and what's that?
What?
Linda Blair was cute.
Yeah, she was.
So, what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Is that because she's a female? Is that what it is? I think she is.
Yeah.
She always seemed pretty butch to me. I don't know.
Are you kidding me?
It was Rick Springfield that was hooked up with Linda Blair, remember that?
Yeah.
I always wondered about him, too.
Well.
He was cute, too, as a matter of fact, Rick Springfield.
So you tell me.
Anyway, now, can I get back to my stuff here and quit about who's cute and who's not cute and what we'd like to do?
What's more important than that?
All these other... There's nothing wrong with that.
What's more important than that?
Nothing is more important than that. There's nothing wrong with having fantasies, man. That's what most of life is all about. Fantasies. You fantasize, doing stuff with somebody really, really hot, and then you go back and do, if you're lucky, do somebody who's not all that hot. There's Rick Springfield again. He wants to be Jesse's girl. Isn't that what that song's all about? Yes. He wants to be Jesse's girl. You don't like that song?
No.
How can you not like that song? I bet you watched Rick Springfield on General Hospital.
He's back on there,
You know who else was on that show for a period of time?
No.
Richie Simmons.
No. You know he's back on there, right?
He is?
Not Richie Simmons, Rick Springfield.
He is?
Yes.
Well, you watched that show?
No.
He loves it.
How do you know that?
Kelly told me.
Kelly?
Yeah. Dr. Noah Drake, man, he's back.
Who's Kelly?
Kelly's the tall Scottish chick from Hobos that's standing here.
With shining red hair.
Spectacular. Just wait till you see me groping her on MySpace.
She's only about twice as tall as George, too.
She's like 6'5". With beautiful, beautiful long red hair. She's wearing this black
and if she's
dress.
got any brains, she'll get the hell out of there real fast.
She's wearing this slinky black dress slit up both sides.
Why are you cutting out now?
I am? Maybe Chris is cutting me out.
Never.
You cut out twice there during your, I think you got a little bit too carried away. Can I continue with the show, or are you just going to continue,
she's got
come on here
these
for Kelly?
boots with like 4-inch heels on them, and they're like dominatrix boots, and all she's missing is the whip, and if she brought it, then she could use it.
10:41 on the poll. We got 1,041 votes. We need 59 votes in 54 minutes. Piece of cake. 54 minutes. Are you kidding me? I'm serious. This, to me, could be the longest. It seems like to me. Maybe it's just out of practice. Twice a week isn't enough.
What?
That's way too much.
Lucy Lopez says hello.
Who's that?
She's from Power 96. She's on right after us.
Well, how would I know who these people are from Power 96?
You don't. I didn't tell Chris to say that.
Do you think even if I'm there... Hi, Lucy. 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 You think even if I'm there, I'm going to be listening to Power 96 or any other radio station? I don't listen to the radio. I hate to break the news to you. I don't listen to El Radio.
I love
period.
you, Neil.
Hey, how are you?
I'm okay.
Are you guys still on the air or what?
Yeah, we are.
You don't sound too excited about it.
Yeah, we are!
You still playing all that potty mouth stuff?
Something like that.
How come Joyce doesn't give you grief? You guys play the filthiest crap I ever heard in my life.
You should hear what I'm going to start playing like around 2 o'clock.
See, she just cut out.
Well, there's something with the line, because we're not doing nothing.
What were you saying? You're going to play what?
I'm going to play something really potty mouth at 2. Well, that's appropriate.
Right.
Well, we don't want to promote Power 96 at 2. We want Mad Dog is on at 2 o'clock. We're promoting QAM. Yeah, you're cutting out a little bit on your end, George. Something on your end. I know what they ought to play on Power 96. Put them over the top.
All right.
Yeah!
Ain't ready.
What's up, y'all? This your boy T-Mike. You see, I usually do songs with, like, hooks and concepts and shit, right? But
yeah.
She said bye.
Oh, bye.
She came in for some food. That's all she cares about.
Love
As soon as
you,
I
Neil.
started playing that, she ran away.
Right.
Bye, love you, Neil.
Bye, see ya. Bye-bye. Whoever you are. See, that's the good part of it is I don't know any of these people and they don't know me, and that's why they like me so much. If they knew me, they'd like that, you know. But 1,200 miles away, I'm very safe. I'm very friendly. What are you doing? What are you playing?
DMX.
I beg your pardon?
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind.
So we're a little giddy from the food over here.
See, if I just shut up now, you'd think we lost the line after what I put in. That's true. There were like 3 or 4 dropouts. And I think I'm talking to 2 of them.
Never.
Republicans used to reserve their vitriol for Democrats who opposed President Bush's failed war in Iraq, but no mo, says Capitol Hill Blue, which I started this about 100 minutes ago. Now it's the GOP calling other members of their party names because they've joined the majority of citizens in this country in opposing what many see as an illegal and immoral war. What many see as. What kind of crap is that? What is? Not what it depends on what is means. Or what it means. Remember when Bubba was doing all that lying?
Right.
About it? Wimps, said House Republican leader John Boehner, referring to his Republican Senate colleagues who backed away from Bush's war. Wimps, he calls them. As their popularity plummets and their election chances dwindle, more and more Republican senators say enough is enough and escalated their demands that America get out of Iraq, where we never should have been there in the first place. This Iraq attack, invading another country, occupying it, murder and bloodshed and chaos, installing a bunch of stooges who couldn't get out of each other's way. Such public defections have ripped away the thin veneer of civility in the GOP. The Associated Press reports, with both houses of Congress debating war-related legislation, lawmakers awaited the Bush administration's assessment today of political, economic, and military progress made by Iraqi Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki's government. Administration officials said in advance the report concludes that Iraqis have failed to pass long-promised laws that the administration has called key to national cohesion and economic recovery, such as legislation that would fairly divide Iraq's oil resources. But officials said the report would also show progress in several areas, such as a drop in sectarian killings in Baghdad and opposition to al-Qaeda terrorists by tribal sheiks in Anbar province. Predictably, Democrats say the findings are proof the war effort is failing, while Republicans say the limited progress shows hope and that lawmakers should not lose faith. Boehner, Republican of Ohio, made his Wimps remark in a private meeting yesterday with rank-and-file Republicans, ironically at nearly the same moment that several GOP senators beseeched the White House without apparent success for a quick change in course on Iraq. I'm hopeful that White House officials change their minds, Senator Pete Domenici of New Mexico said after a meeting that President Bush's National Security Advisor Stephen Hadley held with several Republicans in the Capitol. Domenici and several other GOP members, including Senators Richard Lugar of Indiana and George Voinovich of Ohio, say they want Bush to begin reducing the military's role in Iraq. In the meeting, Hadley said Bush wants to wait until September when General David Petraeus, the Iraq war commander, will reassess military progress. Emboldened by the Republican divide, Democrats called for a vote on legislation to end U.S. combat operations next year. They planned their first vote today. Boehner's spokesman, Brian Kennedy, said lawmakers' comments were intended to illustrate the fact that we just recently voted to give the troops our full support, including ample time for the Petraeus plan to work, and that too much is at stake for Congress to renege on its comment by approving now what can only be described as another partisan stunt by Democrats. Renege on its comment. How do you spell that? You know.
Sorry?
R-E-N-E-G-E.
Move my mind. Up in here, up in here.
Well, it sounded like a request.
10:52 on the poll. Now, that was bad, man. That was really bad. That was very poor. George done that. So that when Al Sharpton comes to town, it can be little George he goes after for that crap. Whatever the hell that was. 10:54. We need 46 votes. We got 48 minutes. That sounds to me like about 1 minute. Even during the dog days, even on El 12 de Julio, we can do that. So they love me over at Power 96, or at least Lucy Lopez does.
Lucy
what does
does.
she do? Is she a jockette? Is that it?
Yes. She is, and so does Baby Bree. Her dad listens all the time.
Baby Bree?
Sure. Luther Campbell's niece.
Baby Bree, who'd that be?
She's on Power 96 right now.
Oh, well, that's sad.
She's our competition.
No fact in the church.
Jumped in a taxi cab. I said, driver, Central Park.
Increíble.
He looked at me so quizzically, I could tell he was in the dark. So I acted out my park charade, and with my arms the trees I made. Nobody speaks English anymore. I went down to Miami Beach where the weather is nice and sunny. I walked into a liquor store, but the guy there talks real funny. So I asked him for a pint of old Jim Beam. He says, "No entiendo." What does that mean? Nobody speaks English anymore. At the corner deli. Hell, I think I'm in Pakistan. Speak English, smelly. Or you can go back to Iran. I came here many years ago. Learned my ABCs. I don't say muchas gracias. I say pretty please. So get yourself to a classroom quick. You're in America now. Stop making me sick. Nobody speaks English anymore.
118 at 560 WQM. Boy, I tell you, that was really something, that hobo's fish joint.
Wow.
That experience, not just the food.
Now, Chris apparently just came from the kitchen for some reason because he didn't get enough food or something.
I want to see what it looked like.
Apparently, it's a kitchen zoo in there between the food cooking that's going on and the people coming in to get some. Yeah.
Well, I'll be damned.
It's
but what I was talking about is how fast we sold those. We actually, I don't know. We overloaded the thing, so it got all backed up there. But we really basically sold all 50 of them in like less than a minute.
By the way, I'm eating some insane chocolate dessert thing that's going to put me over the top now. I'm going to pass out from it.
I think you're cutting out again.
Oh, there's a big storm going on.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Is there really a storm
Lightning.
going on?
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank God there's no Marlins game. Thank God there's no Marlins game, because, God, there wouldn't be anybody there.
Josh says it's not on the air that we're cutting out.
It was just a little. Why, is he listening, actually? Josh Cordes you're talking about?
That's
Always.
the one.
Oh, he must have come back in there for more food.
That's what he did. That's what he's doing now. He's helping with this giant chocolate dessert.
Well, chocolate what? What is it?
It's like a chocolate shortcake with fudge on it, whipped cream, and raspberries.
Flourless.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I heard them say that. I didn't hear the whole
I'm sure it has a name, but...
Oh, it definitely does.
I was too busy playing DMX to listen.
A bullet that killed a Fort Lauderdale teenager in a confrontation with Broward Sheriff's deputies last month came from his own gun, the Broward Medical Examiner's office says. Michael Lee Taylor, 19, was shot twice, once fatally in the chest at close range, an autopsy found. A second bullet pierced his left side, but that wound was superficial, which I guess doesn't make too much difference because the other one killed him. Taylor died June 14 near his grandma's house, where deputies were waiting to arrest him in the slaying of a Pompano Beach man 5 days earlier. BSO said Taylor fired at them, and one deputy responded with a single shot. Broward Medical Examiner Joshua Perper, the guy with a really strange head, said Taylor's two wounds were self-inflicted from a .40 caliber handgun. Taylor's grandmother dismissed the autopsy findings. There are two sides to every story, she said. Both of Taylor's wounds had gunpowder around them, which means the shots were fired within 2 feet, Perper said, noting the BSO deputies were at least 90 yards away. The crucial information is, number one, the range of the bullets, Perper said, adding that a bullet from a deputy's rifle would have caused extensive internal damage and a different wound pattern. Witnesses told investigators that Tyler fired into the air 3 or 4 times and then fired downward several times. BSO said Deputy Adam Rubin, who has been a law officer for 20 years, fired one shot with an AR-15 assault rifle and missed. Interviews with deputies at the scene in the 800 block of Northwest 14th Street and 2 witnesses, Tawana King and her 13-year-old grandson, were included in the report. King told police she saw a man, later identified as Taylor, shoot in the air and shoot into the ground. The report quotes her, if he got shot, he shot himself, because I can't say the police shot him because they were ducking. So there you go. Well, whatever, the long story short, he's dead, and so is the guy that he allegedly killed. Everything's got to be alleged.
Alleged.
Crazy people with guns. That's the American effing way, baby. That's what it's all about. Crazy people, angry people with guns. Bada bing, bada beep, bada boop, bada ba. That's where it's at. 1071 in the poll. Chris is going to make his 1,000 today. What a day, huh?
Oh, yeah, what a day.
What an incredible day.
Incredible.
Amen. There's Joe Biden.
Joe Biden, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Joe. Nice having you, liar. Liar, liar, your pants are on fire. What's your real name, Joe? Ishkabibble. Well, you wouldn't run for president if your name was Ishkabibble, would you?
Sure, why not?
President Ish?
Sure, Ishy.
In fact, that reminds me of our current president, President Kabibble. Like that. That's him. Schmuck. Schmendrick. Schmerl. Schmagegi. Which of the S8... Now, that's a good poll someday. Which of the Yiddish SH words... Well, not the one you're thinking of. That's not Yiddish.
Schmuck.
Which of them is the most offensive? Which one would you least want to be called?
Schmuck.
Schmuck. Schmerl. Schmendrick. Schmagegi.
Mm-hmm.
Am I leaving any out?
Schlepper.
Schlepper, that's good. See, even George knows his schleppers. Huh? Well, to know one is to be one. U.S. Senate Republicans yesterday blocked a proposal to give American troops in Iraq more rest from battle as Democrats renewed their attempts to change President Bush's policy in Iraq. While the White House won this initial skirmish on a military policy bill, it lost support of 7 of Bush's fellow Republicans in the Senate's vote on requiring minimum rest times between troop deployments. 6 of the Republicans are up for re-election next year. I wonder if that might have something to do with it. Trying to calm dissent among a growing number of Republicans over the war, the White House dispatched National Security Advisor Stephen Hadley to the Hill for the second straight day, while Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice telephoned lawmakers. Maybe she was busy shopping for some new shoes. Condoleezza, that bull-dyke Condoleezza. I'm going to play that, the original one, in a minute.
Double dog dare you.
Rice and Hadley urged senators to back Bush's determination to wait until September for an evaluation of the mission now by General Day. Well, we know that. Now, if I could find it here. One moment. One moment, please. I can't find that. But you know what I can find, which I think would be excellent, and you know who would get talking? Bo Camper would be singing us on the air tomorrow. I can just hear it right now, because you know how sensitive he is. Except when it comes to faggots, then he loses his sensitivity, because he walks into too many of those tea rooms where those faggots are diddling each other, you know, and he's sick and tired of that crap.
Yeah, I would be too if I ever encountered it, but guess what?
But you never have, and you never have. Neither is an old fag like me.
And you're looking for it.
See, you're cutting out again. Oh, no. Here you go, Kimba. Dig in, baby.
They want us to find a way.
All right.
To reimburse them for back pay.
You fairy.
From 200 years ago when they were slaves. Well, I only have a mobile home, a pit bull and a pinch of skull. So if you wanna ask me how, here's what I gotta say. You've got to.
Yeah, you gotta do that. Do you think it's the storm that's causing the cutting out? Because it's like we had the. You think?
Yes.
Well, if it's storming, I better get out of here because the sun is shining here. It's beautiful. You want to know what the temperature is?
No.
But I'll tell you anyway.
I know.
I bet you Castanova wants to know how. You notice how we've made this tremendous comeback since they've gone on till midnight, from 5:30 in the morning till midnight.
Yeah, till noon.
Nice.
I got all this competition till noon.
It's always good to take a really marginal show and put it on for like 100 hours. It's 26. You know what that is? That's 26 Celsius. That means it's 79. And the high today is going to be 25. How's that possible? See, they'll change it again. They're famous for doing that. They'll give you the high is going to be 25, and then you look up, it's 26. They say, oh, well, it's going to be 28. Oh, it's going to be 29. Like that. Chris is pretty confident, man. He's pretty cocky about his 1,100 votes today. It's been a banner day, man.
What word did you say?
He's cocky. 1075. Wait till you hear this.
What?
The unctuous Ralph Nader The independent presidential candidate, Democrats love to hate, is afraid that Pennsylvania authorities trying to dun him for $61,000 are about to freeze his personal bank account.
All right.
Good idea. Freeze his ass. Put him on Batman. He could be the next Mr. Freeze. Who was Mr. Freeze? Vincent Price? Or Milton Berle? Who was that?
I don't know.
Don't you remember Mr. Freeze?
It was Vincent Price.
Vincent Price. Nader ran into a buzzsaw when he tried to get on the Pennsylvania ballot in 2004 as an independent candidate. Democratic activists kept him off the ballot, beat him in court for turning in fraudulent signatures his campaign had collected, and are on the verge of getting officials in his home city of Washington to attach his assets. Nader, who's contemplating running again in 2008, claims the smell of politics permeates the conflict. Democrats in the Keystone State blame him for tilting the 2000 election to George W. Bush. T.J. Rooney, chairman of the Pennsylvania Democratic Party, said the mention of Nader's name sent his blood pressure up 50 points. He told of the judgment against Nader. Rooney laughed. I think that's great, he said. Your G.D. Wright he should pay, and he should go away because he didn't learn his lesson in 2000. Amen to that. Go away already, okay? Go away, little boy. You silly person. Talk about an egomaniac. Lunatic. Crazy person. He ought to be working for Beasley, you know it? By the way, thanks very much for getting my paycheck there one day late yesterday, and thanks to the help of a fat-ass Jolly Joe Bell. He was really pretty, marginally helpful. He thought it was like a big, everything's a big joke. Like when he brings some more of his stooges down from Raleigh and fires some more people who have been working there real hard, like Rowley, you know. I'm glad Rowley's in a good mood today because he won't be for long once they fire his ass. What I heard Carlos say yesterday when I tried to get a hold of Fat Jolly, the deadbeat Joe, was that he was busy looking through the yellow page, through the white pages from Raleigh, trying to find some more people to hire. Now, I sure hope I'm not going to do the wrong spot here, you know what?
Well, ask Chris which one to do.
Uh-oh.
As if.
One moment, please. Oh, well, it is the wrong spot because it's the one for hobos. 3 times in a row now we had quick sellouts for our half-price deals on QM, and the one we had today, hobos, went out. We sold out in about a minute or less, didn't we? For real.
Correct.
You're gonna argue with me about that because there was like a glitch on there?
Anyway, the system.
Hobo's Fish Joint is incredible. The food was sensational today. We thank them for that. You'll find them at 246 South Power Line Road in Deerfield Beach, featuring the best seafood under the sun. Chef Stephen's committed to quality seafood, superior service, and brings out the flavor in every dish using a classic style with modern pizzazz. Awesome appetizers, house specials, and an extensive wine list about it. Hobo's Fish Joint, a Chef Stephen creation. And what have you guys had today that was out of this world?
Oh, what haven't we had? We had some spicy shrimp. We had some blueberry fish that I forget the dish of. We had salmon. We had giant crab cakes, colossal crab cakes.
And that chocolate...
and this chocolate insane flourless thing that I'm still working on.
See, you're cutting out again there. Must be... You
lightning.
better check this line, baby. You better hop on it. Get a hold of Steph and hop on his ass. And turn it to grass.
Absolutely.
Yeah! Ain't ready. What's up, y'all? This your boy D-Mike. You see, I usually do songs with, like, hooks and concepts and shit, right? But that, man, I'm trying to go platinum. So I'm about to rock this. Check this out, y'all. Read a book, read a book, read them up. Book, read a book, read a book, read them up. Book, read a book, read a book, read them up. Book, read a book, read a book, read them up. Book, R-E-A-D-S-B-O, okay. R-E-A-D-S-B-O, okay. R-E-A-D-S-B-O, okay. R-E-A-D-S-B-O, okay. Not a sports page, not a magazine, but a book. Book, yeah. Not a sports page, not a
See, if they'd be playing the good crap like that on Power 96, they'd have an 80 share easy, but thank God they're not, because then we'd be in big trouble. And now we're in real trouble next week. By the way, happy birthday to our friend Brandon. He did show up because tomorrow's his 25th birthday. Are you still there?
I'm right here. Happy birthday, Brandon.
Well, the reason I'm asking you, I don't expect, you don't know from Brandon. You don't communicate
He's
with
one of
him.
my MySpace friends, too, but yes, we don't communicate.
Well, why not?
Why?
I mean, you have a reason not to communicate with the professor because he likes Harry Potter, and you guys are pissed off at each other.
We have communicated. We got that anime thing going.
Yeah, I know that. But anyway, what was I just going to say? Something very important about
Brandon?
No, not about that. We got 1,086 votes on there, which means we need 14 more for 1,100. We got that. We got everything under control. Yeah, well, 25, this is getting old, he says. At what point do you consider yourself, I guess...
About 30, man.
Yeah, there are people, punks, anybody under 30, when they get to 30, then they consider that's not a good, a good line to cross. 25 ain't nothing. I wouldn't mind 25 again,
Yeah, I'll take it.
Oh, what I was going to tell you, and that you interrupted, is that you keep cutting out bad.
Sorry, it's the storm.
See? Real bad. Like you, whatever you just said, like that.
Well,
remember how it was that one time for a couple days?
You're not cutting out, and apparently it's not cutting out on the radio either.
No, it's not on the air. It's in the line from there to here. It's in your crap down there as always. It's always in the QM crap. Every time it rains, every time there's a cloud in the sky, the QM crap just goes to crap. That's right. So you know it's on that end.
Yes,
you're having a storm, and therefore something has got some water in it, So tell them to go get a plunger and pump the water out. When in doubt, pump it out. Schmucks, Schmendricks, Schmageggies, Schlemazzles. Oh, we left that one off the list. Schlemazel.
That's right.
You know what that means?
No.
Somebody with no luck.
I thought that was a schlep.
The schlep. Schlep is just short for schlepper. But Schlemazel is like a sad sack.
I see.
Somebody just can't catch a break. Everything is like just have no luck.
Like Chris in there.
Like Chris is a good example of a Schlemazel. I would agree with that. He can't catch a break.
Isn't that what
He's
Laverne
got a nice
said?
girlfriend is what I'm hearing. We aren't supposed to talk about that on the air. Happy birthday, Brandon. And happy Thursday, Z-Man and Ricky and Mr. Professor. I still can't get that out of my mind. That one email, that was not an email either. I wish it was, because then I could have saved it. I could have saved this too, but I forgot. An instant message about that chick in that movie here. I think that's the reason he went to see Harry Potter. I don't think he gives a flying crap about it's the dark story and the drama. I don't think he cares about that. I think he's got the hots for that chick in the movie. What's her name?
I don't know.
Hermione.
Emma Watson.
Sure.
Emma Watson. Now, was she about 13, 12?
About that.
China has banned companies from using DEG, diethylene glycol, a thickening agent used in antifreeze and as a solvent in the production of toothpaste, in its latest move to raise confidence in the country's food and drug safety procedures, the official Xinhua news agency said yesterday. Those Chinese men, oh boy.
By the way, since we're getting all this feedback, like from Boca Brian, Vincent Price was Egghead, all right?
Yeah, Mr. Freeze was Milton Berle.
No.
Don't tell me. Mr. Freeze. Oh, I don't know. It's somebody I don't know.
Sure it is. We've discussed this before.
Who was it?
Otto Preminger.
Oh, well, okay, so I would remember that? We could stand
sure.
on
We
midnight,
discussed
I
it
would
before.
remember that. How many episodes was he in?
I don't know. Couple?
Not too many.
About 30.
One of the best shows in the history of TV, man. I sure hope that they're showing that there on, what are the oldie, moldy state channels?
TV Land?
Sure.
Yeah, TV Land, stuff like that. The original Batman. All these Batman movies, baby, they suck. And especially the ones where Robin doesn't even exist. How can you have Batman and not have Robin? And it's got nothing to do with, with those shorts. I'm not talking about that. Although, in my mind it does. But how can you have a Batman without a Robin? It's part of the story. It'll be like having Superman without a cape. Now, you'll notice Tom Welling don't have no cape on in Smallville.
Right, not yet.
Got a small one. Cape. Chinese-made toothpaste contain... Let's see, can I get back to that? China forbade. Now, do you say forbade or forbade?
Forbade.
Forbade. China prohibited domestic enterprises to use DEG as the raw materials for toothpaste as of yesterday, after a number of countries banned the selling of toothpaste containing this chemical. Chinese-made toothpaste containing DEG has been banned in North America, South America, and Asia. 2 brands of toothpaste sold in España were also pulled from the store shelves after the substance was found, the EU said this week. Don't buy toothpaste from China, baby. Although there have been no reports of health problems stemming from the toothpaste, dozens of people in Panama died last year after taking medicine contaminated with DEG imported from China. It was passed off as harmless glycerin, but guess what? It had DEG, and now they're DEAD. The announcement is the latest in a string of moves by China to clarify murky regulations, tighten enforcement, and clean up graft, factors underpinning its poor food safety record. And, of course, that's where so much of these exotic erotic diseases start, because of the unsanitary conditions. And there was a thing on either MSNBC or CNN last night about all the rat epidemic in China. Yeah. You combine all of these ingredients together, and what do you got? You got filth, baby. You got a mess. As opposed to the very nice, clean Chinese here in Toronto. 400,000 of them. Well, I would say like maybe 200,000 of them are nice and clean, and the other ones are like, smell really bad.
I see.
Especially Woodbine. Did I tell you I got 6 winning days in a row? I did tell you that, but I want to gloat about it because it won't last forever. And then when I lose, I'll start losing my ass big. But that's really amazing. That's probably what inspired Cordes to say, I'm going to Vegas, I'm going to gamble. But he's not going to play no slots, right?
No.
That's for sissies.
He's going to play spades.
The 10 grand. Right. I beg your pardon?
He's going to play spades.
What the hell is that? Are you starting with racial crap again or what?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Camper's going to have your ass on the plate tomorrow, baby.
No single artist embodies the spirit of summer like Gordon Lightfoot.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. And now, Gordon Lightfoot takes the melody from the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald and turns up the heat on your favorite summer songs on his new album, Gordon Lightfoot Sweats Out Summer.
Sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, but there ain't no cure for the summertime blues.
Yes, Canada's own Gordon Lightfoot is heating up the Great White North with a red-hot version of this Lovin' Spoonful classic.
Hot town summer in the city, back of my neck getting dirty and gritty.
Just wait until you hear Gordon Lightfoot's novel approach to summer's most famous novelty song.
Hello, mother, hello, father, here I am at Camp Granada.
Put your toes in the sand and your fingers in your ears and get ready for Gordon Lightfoot's rendition of this hit from the Janeys.
It's summertime, summertime, summertime. Summertime, summertime, summertime.
You'll want to stick this collection where the sun don't shine, in your CD player. It's Gordon Lightfoot's Sweats Out Summer.
147, 13 till 2. Mad Dog will be along at 2 o'clock. Seems like we've only been here for, 70, 80 hours today?
No, 5 minutes.
Flew on by like greased lightning.
Sure.
I think you'd be crazy. Anyway, the poll, we got our 1,100 votes. I can hear people screaming and yelling and carrying on. 11:02, as a matter of fact, as I speak right now. I might just read the result here. That should take us to about 4:30. Bob Burnett on the Smirking Chimp's got a good column. It's just short enough I think I can squeeze it in. Can you squeeze it? I can squeeze it. Faith in politics. He says, how important is it that the presidential candidates tell us whether or not they are Christians? For many Berkeley residents, it's not important at all. Most of us feel that religious belief is a personal matter. What matters most is that candidates adhere to high ethical standards and honor the U.S. Constitution. But for many Americans, identifying as a Christian is shorthand for being on the right side. As a result, candidates for president are forced to talk about their Christian faith. This comes as no surprise, as the U.S. is an extremely religious country. According to the May 10th Gallup poll, 86% of Americans believe in God.
Oh, God!
Only 6% don't believe. Our religious terrain is dominated by Christians. The most recent Gallup poll indicated that 75% describe Christianity as their religious preference. Only 11% say they have none. A large percentage of U.S. Christians profess fundamentalist beliefs. 43% of Protestants describe themselves as born-again or evangelical Christians. Typically, they have dogmatic conservative beliefs. The Bible is literally true. The end times are coming soon, and the U.S. must become a Christian nation. As George Bush's popularity has waned, so has promotion of the concept that he is the anointed leader of the Christian nation. The notion that the U.S. functions better as a theocracy than it does as a democracy. Yet a vast conservative Christian radio and TV network has kept the Christian nation idea alive. They frequently declare that the Bible takes precedence over the Constitution. The Christian nation concept drives a coterie of conservative Christian commentators such as James Robeson. In his most recent column, Robeson dissected comments made by Democratic presidential candidates at the recent Faith Forum. He quoted John Edwards, who said, I also understand the distinction between my job as president of the U.S. and my responsibility to be respectful of and to embrace all faith beliefs. Robeson countered, so while some candidates profess to be true Christians, they feel a responsibility to embrace Islam, atheism, Scientology, the New Age movement, and every other belief, or at least select portions of them. Their wisdom holds that the leadership role demands a dualistic spirit between attitudes and actions. They personally want moral legislation as defined by most mainstream Christians, but feel duty-bound not to provide it. Robeson invoked the true Christian believer imagery, the notion that real Christians don't accept theological diversity. For them there's only one source of truth, the Bible. In his scathing 2004 critique of fundamentalism, Sam Harris linked dogmatic religion and terrorism. Harris argued that the worst aspects of Islam, those that inspired the attacks of 9/11, are similar to the central tenets of ultra-conservative Christianity. There's one true religion. Anyone who doesn't accept that religion is by definition an infidel. Unbelievers will not get into heaven. And for those who are shown the truth, the ends justify the means. Harris warns that unless the Western world questions the core tenets of fundamentalist religions, we risk being swept into a global holy war fought with modern technology. Holy moly. The February 20th Gallup poll checked American attitudes about sex, race, age, and other factors. The most negative attitude concerned atheism. 53% of respondents indicated they would not vote for an atheist. Thus, we shouldn't be surprised that Democrats as well as Republican candidates identify themselves as Christians. They don't want to be seen as non-believers. However, there are two faces of American Christianity: the fundamentalist wing that hungers for a Christian nation and believes that anyone who respects the rights of non-Christians is an apostate; the other, more tolerant wing. Speaking to the convention of the United Church of Christ on June 23rd, Barack Obama spoke from the tolerant progressive Christian perspective. He declared that religion has a part to play in American politics, but defined it as the role of inclusion, uniting Americans to deal with common problems such as poverty and environmental degradation. Obama observed, somehow, somewhere along the way, faith stopped being used to bring us together. Faith started being used to drive us apart. Faith got hijacked. The junior senator from Illinois blamed this on so-called leaders of the Christian right who've been all too eager to exploit what divides us. He indicated that the religious right has hijacked faith and divided the country using wedge issues. Whoever the eventual Democratic and Republican presidential candidate turns out to be, there's no doubt they'll identify as a Christian. The critical question for American voters is what kind of Christian they actually are. Will the candidate be a fundamentalist Christian like Kansas Senator the lunatic Sam Brownback, or will they be a progressive Christian like Barack Obama? They both proclaim their faith, but one has a closed theocratic view that challenges democracy, while the other has an open inclusive view that strengthens it. That's a critical distinction in terms of protecting democracy and religious diversity. Told you I had time, didn't I?
I knew it.
Got it down to a science, baby. Reading that newspaper. Okay, we got a minute. Here's the poll. I should read them all, but I don't have time. We got 1,100 and some odd. How many we got, Chris?
1102 or 1105. Oh, I'm sorry, we're up to 1109.
Oh, wait.
Now.
What, are you battling? I think the blood sugar must be. Did you eat some of that chocolate surprise there?
Yes, I did actually have
surprise.
A little bit.
Bastard. Who's your favorite Canadian entertainer of all time? We asked. John Candy is going to win. He's got 136. It's pretty tight, though. Bill Shatner, 121. Neil Young is taking a little slide down to 114 to third. Jim Carrey, 63. Michael J. Fox, 59. Dan Aykroyd, 56. Phil Hartman, 51. Poor Mike Myers, only 45. He's lost his mojo, baby. Leslie Nielsen, 43. And Tommy Chong, 35. You'll be distressed to see that Pam Anderson's got 33, while Shania Twain has only 31. That in itself is enough to make you caca.
Yeah, it's a
drop a
boot
gigantic load on the floor.
It's Dave in Miami town at 560 WQAM.
Absolutely.
I'm dying over here. Joyce is out to get us.
Yes.
Wants to rape and destroy our show.
All of these things. Absolutely.
Joyce is a fake attorney who don't know nothing about radio. Joyce won't let me. Joyce won't let me. Joyce won't let me. Play any farce. Joyce went to Jiffy Lube Law School. Uninformed, stupid hag, fraudulent turd. 2 a.m. is run by the Billy fools that obey their small arms Choice won't let me. Choice won't let me. Choice won't let me.
I don't want to hear any more inside business thoughts about me, anybody else for that matter, and not you. I take umbrage to those scurrilous allegations made about me. My job is to destroy the only son that keeps this business and doesn't have to keep pointing that out. Whatever you like, now I got my job doing something I don't know crap about.
Oh! Can't play no more cards. You know we can't play no cards.
No.
Bye, bye, bye.